And we are live, back in the States. How is everybody doing today? I'm just gonna say it right now, if you were in the Discord, my sleep schedule is so jacked up from traveling. I never really got used to China time, but then I started towards the very end getting used to it. And then we came back. We came back on Saturday night, and I'm still like running on Shanghai or China time. Like I tried going to bed at a somewhat reasonable time, and I think I finally closed my eyes at like 4 in the morning. So I am running on kind of fumes and a little bit of caffeine. So it's going to be an interesting stream, but I wanted to forewarn anyone if I seem a little bit more tired than normal. It's because I am. I have not been sleeping well because my body is so confused as to where I am and what's happening. So anyways, I hope everyone's doing well. Let's see who's all here today. We got Beads is here, Benny's here, Clownhammer's here, OG, Knight Rider, Lisa, Delmar, Zombie, Iconic, Ang, I think it's Ang. Let's see, Going DH, Nice is here, Monkey Butler's in the house, Hector's here, Lucas is here, Hobo's here, Tor's here, Jason's here. Yeah, it's it's been wild. We got back on Saturday pretty late, and then Sunday I don't think I did much. Sunday I just couldn't function. I just kind of rested as much. Andrew, thank you for the $10, the welcome home fund. Yeah, so thank you to everybody that was in the stream last week. Nice, thank you very much for 5 gifted memberships, man. We'll do Hadouken for Nice, and Man of the Croc with the Tillers. You are on my schedule. Overnights are great. Yeah, well, if I didn't have to wake up early, Jackson's up at like 7:30. Aaron took care of Jackson this morning from the time he woke up to his first nap, which was awesome. But I went back to work yesterday at Lightburn, and I was struggling. So I really got to get back on a better schedule. But thank you to everybody that joined last week. I had a ton of fun in Shanghai and Suzhou. Fadis's facility was absolutely incredible. For everyone that did join the stream, I think they've reached out to most of the winners now, or if you've emailed, I think a lot of people have heard back, which is great to hear. We did do a test of the hardware for the stream last week and the day before the stream, and mics were working, camera was set up correctly, and then when we went live, because it's a live stream, I know that mics were being funky and the picture was like sideways for a bit, so it's a little unfortunate, but I did end up grabbing a ton more footage than I anticipated, so I sort of like recreated the stream, but in 4K to an extent, so I will have that going live this Saturday. This Saturday. I reached out to Fadis, and there's a couple of things that I have to change on it because they were awesome in letting me into their facility, but there were a few items there that are actually, because they manufacture, Runis, who's the parent company of Fadis, manufactures a bunch of OEM parts. There was a few things I captured on camera that are like their OEM partners' products, and so I have to correct that. And then I think the video is going to be awesome. I'm really happy with all the footage I got. So if anybody missed the stream, that is posted. I don't know if they're going to actually take some footage and make their own video, but I have a full video coming, and I think it's really awesome. Even if you saw the stream, there's a lot of stuff that I was able to capture with a higher def camera getting close-ups that is super freaking cool. So yeah. Let's see, I go through phases of sleeping at night, the phases of sleeping during the day, and I always find it's like jet lag without the expensive plane tickets. Yes. Hey Galaxy, hey Precursor, hey Dean. What camera were they using? They were just using a phone. I think it was an iPhone. They had it hooked up to a gimbal as well. So I had basically said like it needs to be horizontal, but for some reason I think that the camera was horizontal, but the YouTube stream settings were vertical. I don't exactly know. The thing is, I didn't have access to a view of the live stream or chat until the last 5 minutes when I was looking at the phone and answering a few questions. So it was just basically go time, and I didn't know. I initially thought I was going to have access to chat during the walkthrough, but as we talked about it, we were like, that's going to be kind of messy trying to walk, see things, talk about the things I'm seeing, but and also be replying to chat. So it's tough. Like a mobile live stream is super difficult, and then on top of that, China's like internet and access through YouTube, and even being in a manufacturer's facility trying to get connection at different parts of the facility, it added a whole other layer of complications to it that I don't have to deal with being in the States and having a stationary stream setup. So a lot of new things.
Lost of extra words can be said for slightly more $2 versus $5, so more random extra ABCD.
I'm not here. Thank you, Man of the Cock. I got lost in the void. Great stream last week. Lost of extra words can be said. Thank you, Man of the Cock. We'll do a squirrel because that's feeling a little squirrely today. Hey, Scott. Hey, Makermind. YouTube has made it default. Oh, interesting. YouTube has made it. Yeah, I've never streamed from a mobile phone, so I don't know how it all works. And originally I wasn't sure if they were going to be using a third-party piece of software, because I think the original plan was to multicast, and then they ended up deciding not to do that. So it was a lot. It was a ton, but hopefully it sounded like still, like even with the stream having some complications, that it was still enjoyable for those that were there. And like I said, I did get a bunch of footage. So for anyone that didn't see it or did see it, I got some pretty cool behind the scenes info and footage that I think people are really going to enjoy. So Saturday it will be sweet. I'll be back in an hour. It's math class. Oh, good luck with math. Okay, so let's get into today's stream. So today we are looking at, you can see it kind of here, the Sovol SV06 ACE, which is, it's not the first, well, we just built the positron, and we have looked at a few sort of i3 bed slingers, but the SV06 is an interesting one. For those that were, you know, I know a lot of people here have been printing for years now, but when the SV06 came out, the original one, it was, I looked at the review, and it was basically 2 years to the date. It was a really impressive bed slinger. Like it was essentially like a Persia Mark III S Plus, but at a lot less money. The things I liked about it was it just worked fairly well. The tool head on it was a massive upgrade from a lot of the budget tool heads that were out there. It was using a direct drive planetary gear system that was capable of printing with a lot of materials. It had the powder coated PEI flex plate. I had a few complaints with it. I think primarily it was that yes, okay, I remember now. This was the soup can printer. So the main complaint I had was that the gantry did not tram itself, and they had like this built-in macro that sort of rammed it to the top, but the speeds were so slow that it didn't actually correct it. So in my video, I used 2 Campbell's chicken noodle soup cans to basically set the Z correctly, which kind of became a meme, and a few other people reached out saying the soup can tricked really well. So soup can trick worked very well. So this is the upgraded version of it, which sort of addresses that issue, along with adds a few other cool things. So I'm excited to see how it works. Hey, Luke's here. I ended up swapping prize. I originally asked for a Conch Plus, but then delay time went from vaguely end of November to longer, so I swapped to an APIS 2. Okay, cool. That's cool they were willing to do that, because originally they made it sound like each 5-pack of giveaways, like 2 people would get conchas, 1 would get APIS, and 2 would get nozzles. So it sounds like there's been some more flexibility with letting the winners pick what they want, which is pretty freaking cool. So yeah, Fadis or Runus, who's really the company behind it all, is incredible. I mean, their operations is just nuts, and the parts they're making are top notch, and their QC is next level. So it's really freaking cool. Steve, how's it going? Lewis, I still have mine heavily modded. Yeah, heavily modded. Okay. I would like to get an ace, never forget. I use the glue stick trick. Oh, glue stick trick. So just 2 glue sticks to basically tram it. They have dual Z drivers now. Only took 5 years. Yes. Hey, Petty. Hey, Square, how's it going? Ken's in the house. Lewis is here with the big tree. Okay, gotcha. You totally swapped it out. Is that why tree supports always got knocked over? I don't know if that's the reason why. I asked for Conch Plus. Sweet. I picked up a silicone carbide V6. Super cool. Yeah, that was it was funny picking the way they did the giveaway winners. I was like, how are we gonna do it on mobile? And they screenshotted 5 times, and I basically just read whoever was the top name is kind of what we decided. So there's a lot of familiar names in chat that won. I was like, that's pretty freaking cool that it's regulars. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the product page for this, and then we'll get into it. So this is the SV06 ACE, which is right now, it looks like $279.99. This was provided by Sovol, but as always, there's no obligations to do anything with it. We're gonna take a look at it and we'll, see how it works. So, but some of the key things are they switched the motion system, or not motion system, but the motion components. It was linear rods on the original one, and now they're using, it looks like, linear guides for at least the x-axis, and I'm assuming probably the y. I can't see that in this shot. We'll find out in a little bit. And then it looks like z guide. Okay, so the Z is still using rods, but they made them 10 millimeters, so that should help with a bit of rigidity. Then linear guides for at least X. This was a big one, is that the Z axis now is finally on their own drivers. That was a big thing for me, where I was just super curious as to why they didn't do that on the first one, considering, a driver and a slightly modified board couldn't have cost more than a couple dollars, if that. So I'm glad to see they finally did that. It also has, it says full auto leveling. So we'll see how well that works. But it should not require, I think, a paper offset, which it's not that big of a deal, the paper offset, especially having been 3D printing for 10 years. It's sort of like, yeah, if you have to do it once, but I get that we're entering this sort of new era of more hands-off 3D printing than ever before. So for someone new coming into it, with bed leveling being such a crucial aspect of the success rates of prints, I can understand wanting to remove that variable. So that's pretty cool. Hey Dom, hey Nuno. If you have not hit the like button, yes, if you have not hit the like button, smack the like button, pretty please. Hey, PF's in the house. Hey, PF, thank you for the 10 memberships, man. Let's do the air horn, and a cheers. Thank you, buddy. So yeah, we've got that. It's also running Klipper, if I'm not mistaken now, which is a big part of it. It says impressive max speed printing up to 600 millimeters a second, with acceleration up to 20K. That seems like a bit of a stretch, but we'll see. that seems a 12-minute Benchy. Okay, yeah, we'll see. There's also a camera, which is pretty freaking cool. I do love the ability to monitor prints. I don't really care so much about time-lapse as much. Even being a content creator, I don't really do a whole lot of time lapses. I know some people like that, but for me, a big thing is at least being able to check on the print and make sure, one, is it failing, and two, is it finished? So I do like that. Hey Jason, hey TJ, a lot of people here today. Curious if it's open Klipper might be a good platform for Box Turtle. Yeah, I do know that it says open source. They said there's an asterisk. What is the asterisk? Equipped with a planetary gear. They did have a planetary gear system on the previous one. I don't know if they changed it, if they're just highlighting that again. It does look like they upgraded the cooling fan. I don't remember them having a 4020. But yeah, let's check really quickly. Okay, so yeah, y-axis is also linear guides. It shows here old one versus new one. So let's go to Sovol GitHub. And I think they already have the entire step file for this thing available. SV06. Do we have ACE? Let's see. SV budget printer. Yes. User manual, source code. Okay, so they do have the source code. Even though I don't, Sovol doesn't provide tech help. Okay, Sovol doesn't provide technical help for users who modify source code, which I think is totally reasonable. If you need support, it's recommended to, yes, that seems fine. What do we have here? So this is the firmware, like source code. And then I don't see, oh, okay, it says step. Oh, come on, Windows Update, we don't want to do that now. Oops. So it looks like, yeah, they have the step file in a zip file here. So that's gonna be awesome for anyone that does want to modify it. Yeah, Sovol's doing some good stuff, man. Like, I appreciate the fact that they are just releasing the step files for their printers. Even if you don't plan on modifying it, it's really nice for repairability, and for those that are modifying the machines, it makes it so much easier to have the actual step file to base mods off of versus having to take calipers and design from the ground up. So I'll eat my hat if they provide SSH access. I wonder if there's info on it. I would assume they're going to provide it. I just don't know where that information would be. I doubt it's in the user manual. I did come back with a cold, which is awesome. So apologies in advance.
What did I
Tripods!
miss? Can you start over?
Thank you very much for the donation. Who's this awesome guy on YouTube? What did I miss? Can you start over? Is this for pizza fun? No pineapple. That's kind of funny you said that. I literally ordered yesterday pineapple pizza. I did not. I got pizza at the airport twice on this travel to. I was in China last week, and I did get pizza, but it was just veggie pizza, so I had to get my pineapple pizza yesterday. First mod, Belted Z. Hey Jen. That's a weird looking positron. I know, it's right side up. It's so strange. Okay, so let's take a look at what's all in here, I suppose. Let's just get right into it. We've got our little user manual. Oh, we've got our, it's got a filament runout sensor. This looks like it's just your bare bones, you know, basically it's only going to detect if the filament actually runs out or breaks. This doesn't look like it has any sort of flow detection or clog detection, so it's better than nothing, but it is bare bones. This feels empty. Nope. Doing that extensive a trip and only ending up with a cold is pretty good these days. Yeah, we did get boosted on like everything before going out there, like for flu, for Rona, for I think it was like hepatitis, so we were pretty shielded. But I didn't sleep good leading up to the trip. Like I slept awful actually, because there was so many things happening. Everyone knows that, like, well, maybe not everyone knows, but I did. So we left Sunday, not this Sunday, but the Sunday before at 7 a.m. and I didn't have my visa until 1:30 in the afternoon. Didn't have my visa until 1:30 in the afternoon on that Saturday, so literally 15 hours prior. And I didn't have my flight until like 4 in the afternoon that day. So it was nail biting all the way to the end. So the fact that it worked out, I'm super, super happy about, but it was stressful. Like I was stressing out, and then when we got there, I was stressing out about the stream, and so yeah, I'm not surprised I caught something, and it's been more of an annoyance than anything. So yeah, I'm thankful it's not worse. Phil, thank you for the 13 months. Pineapple on pizza is a travesty. You guys are wrong, but that's fine. That's fine. Okay, so we've got our tool head here, which looks definitely. This looks way different than the original Sovol SV06 one. So beefy layer cooling fan. Fan shroud wraps around the nozzle. We've got, this looks like this must be our heatsink fan on the side here. The unit just feels more solid. I don't remember this big aluminum block on the front of it. And then it's got a tool head board, which looks like, I mean, I don't know if it's CAN or USB. We can probably check the config, but the tool head looks nice. Like it's definitely gotten a bit of a, or quite a bit of a facelift. Duct looks similar to the Mark IV. It does, it does. That, even the, oh, okay. So that's a load cell. That's new. So there's a load cell. You can see it wrapped around here. And this looks like high flow. And I mean, it reminds me kind of the bamboo hot end in its shape. Let's see if I can pull this sock off without, yeah, there we go. So yeah, definitely reminds me of a bamboo style heater block, but we do have a load cell. Yeah, big stressor, majorly. I ordered an ACE and it's on my porch. Oh man, cool. Well, hopefully this goes well and gets you even more excited to get home from work. So yeah, they've done quite a bit of changes to this tool head, and it looks like all good stuff. I wish it came with my standard hardened steel nozzle. It looks like it's just a standard brass nozzle, but it does look like, I'm not going to try to pull it off. It does look like it's swappable. So I imagine, hopefully they're using like V6 or Volcano, so it should hopefully be a fairly simple swap. And since they're using a load cell, it really shouldn't require any additional calibration other than, well, it really shouldn't require anything. I'm assuming it's going to home with the nozzle. That's what sets the offset. So yeah, that's a sweet looking tool head. So what is this? This is the, okay, let's pull things out of the box here. What do we got? Okay, we got our power supply, which is set to 230, which is not where we are anymore. So let's get this swapped to 110. Also, for anyone curious, because the video I made before I left was on the Cheaty Plus 4, I've been in conversation with them quite a bit. They did send out a brand new SSR board, and also put out a public statement. So I'm waiting a little bit longer, but I'm probably going to make an update video where I sort of talk about what's happened and finally do the review on that thing. And then I will very likely just end up, I'm going to keep that video up, but I think what I'll end up doing is unlisting it and just having it as a link in my primary review for those that want to see it. But I'm still not stoked on the way things went down with that, but I'm at least happy that they have finally taken responsibility and they're making steps to correct the issues that they made. Even though I don't think those issues should have happened, they did. And I was really more concerned with about how the whole situation was handled. So Lost in Texas, it's proprietary nozzle. It does look proprietary, actually. It does look proprietary. Can I show this? Yeah, so it looks like a volcano, but the ending of it is definitely not standard. It's got this sort of additional part to it that I have not seen before. So yeah, it does look like it's proprietary, unfortunately. So hopefully they will release hardened steel options, and I'd love to see third-party stuff as well. Maybe Micro Swiss will release a Flowtech nozzle. Well, they wouldn't be able to do that without swapping it. So who knows? Maybe we'll see Fadis release a silicone carbide or Flowtech for this thing. Nope, that's not right. Silicone carbide or end coat. It's interesting they went rods instead of rails on the. Someone asked if this is a mean well. It's not a mean well. I don't actually know that I recognize three. I think that's just kind of a generic brand. So yeah, definitely not a mean well. 360 watt, 24 volts. Okay, can I get this out? Is this one piece? Yep. All right, pulling out the top gantry. I'm just gonna set this on the ground for a second here. And then let's take this out. This looks like it's all just... tearing foam. Check voltage. It's 24 volts. Oh, you mean check voltage? I did. I swapped it over to, it was on 220. I swapped it. Okay, let's get this out of here. Holy crap. Let me get the box out of here. Let's see. I think that's everything. Let's see. Yep, that looks like everything. We're gonna take a look at the electronics. I'm curious to see, come on, it's caught on my watch. There we go. Curious to see what's inside of here. We're just gonna let's throw this over here in case Jack visits. I don't want him to, that'll do. Just saw the website, a set of 2 hardened nozzles and grease is $30. Huh. That's not, that doesn't sound awful. I feel like it could be cheaper, but it doesn't sound awful for hardened steel nozzles. Okay. So let's get, I'm assuming this is our little electronics box. So let's get this out and take a look at what's inside of it, because I think that's something we'll be curious about. I just wonder if they're using a, oh gosh, what's the company that makes all the boards for like all the Klipper printers? That's not, can't think of it right now. Probably will see third-party stuff too. It's maker base, right? Yeah, it's probably a maker base. Yeah, that's the one. I could be wrong, but I have a feeling that's likely what it is. And I also do think that, I do think we'll see third-party support. Okay, does it just open? Like, nope. We got 2 full-size USB ports. This looks like it just snaps on. I see a hinge, but I don't see how to open this. Is it just... Oh, there's a screw. There's a screw. Okay, let's see. Okay, so there's a single screw that holds them together. Yeah, the Sovol i3 Mark IV-S. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, so I'm gonna say it's a maker base, which if I had to put money on initially, would have been my guess. And the reason why I'm already guessing that is there we go. The heatsink color. That's like maker base's green heatsink that they put on everything. So we've got a cooling fan. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 drivers, and then the tool head has its own board. So I'm assuming that's where the extruder driver is. It says it's a Sovol RG4ZV1.2. It's got Wi-Fi. We do have a few extra ports. There's a USB-C port, which I'm assuming is for flashing. There's a port that says USB. There's one JST, two JST, one says 12 and 24 volts. It looks like there's an extra motor port, but there's not an extra driver, so I don't know what that would be used for. Not a whole lot of spare I/O, really. Debug, there's a debug port and a switch. So, but yeah, it definitely looks like it's a maker base. And then, are we using an eMMC? I don't see an eMMC. I don't know if we're using micro SD or eMMC, but I'm certainly not seeing an eMMC port on here or the little board add-on. So I'm going to assume it's probably micro SD that's in here. Hey, Shrimp Father. Doctor, I have a clipperized and modded Sovol SV06 working right now. Full machine, that one seems ever nicer. Yeah, it looks pretty dang good. Hey, John, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Hardened steel TC is the only way. Tungsten carbide, yeah. Gotcha. Did Lost in Tech do a full video on it? I don't think I'm doing a full video on it. When they had reached out initially, I was like, I'm willing to take a look at it. I think it'd be fun to take a look at. We'll see. I don't know. I've got to still wrap up the GD4. I still need to do the K2, and then I've got a few other reviews kind of in the place. So hey, Jose, it's nice to see this one has true. Yes, I am thankful it has true independent Z. It's about time. It's about time. Okay, so let's get this thing assembled. There's really not a whole lot of other. We'll take a look at a few other things, but let's get it put together first. So there is a ribbon cable off to the side, so we do need to be a little bit careful. Hey, there he is. My ears are burning. Yeah, I'm just discovering things for the first time, and people are saying that you confirmed a few things. So I was like, oh, maybe you did a full video on it. I'm assuming that's probably happened. According to their page, the SV06 ACE and T300. Oh, interesting. Okay. If that's the case, then I would at least have some spare heat blocks. You're saying they use the same nozzles. I wish they used the same hot end, because then I could throw one of Micro Swiss's Flowtex on here because they released it, but I'm not sure. I don't think it'll work as is because it seems a bit different since they're using a load cell, while the SV08 is using like an inductive probe, and then that has that nozzle probe in the back corner. Nozzle wiper getting on board with all the trends. I didn't even see that there was a nozzle wiper. Yeah, there is one. Seems very familiar. This looks a lot like the one that Bamboo's using, but hey, I'll take it, man. You need it when you're using a load cell for probing. It's really important to have no filament caked on the nozzle. Even if you warm it up, it's still iffy. So having a cleaner is almost mandatory. Okay, assembly. First, move the gantry in the frame. Okay, so first thing we're doing is we are attaching the top part to the bottom part. Pretty standard stuff here. So let's slide you over here. Okay, so this is the front. This is just gonna slide into the slots like so. All right. I do like, it's a small thing, but i3 printers for the longest time, when you were assembling them, you had to bolt from the bottom. I very much so prefer the side bolts. I know it's a small detail and you only have to build it once, but I still appreciate the little things that make the assembly process a little bit cleaner. Okay, so this looks like it's our assembly hardware. There's not a lot of it. I always recommend cleaning your nozzle. Yep. Just in general, it's a good idea to have your nozzle clean, but build it once. Well, yes, you should only have to build it once, but because all of us mod things and do things that are, oh gosh, we end up building it a few times. Yeah, the cold has moved to my lungs, which is fun. It started in my throat, went to my nose. Now it's mostly just a fun cough, just a real fun cough. Is there something that guarantees it's square to the base? You're kind of banking on them having assembled everything correctly. Because there is 4 screws, I mean, these two should, I mean, there is a little bit of play, but because it slots in, so when I set this in right now, there's actually cutouts in these Y extrusions, so it should slot in and keep it relatively square, but I guess that doesn't guarantee it's perfectly square, but it should be close, especially if you assemble it, you know, on a flat surface and you're not assembling it sort of at an angle. But yeah, I can't say it's a guarantee that it's perfectly square. Zombie, thank you for the banana. How's your black box build going? You got to be making progress on it. I feel like you've been working on it for a little bit now. I thought it was the bed. Bed definitely has to be clean, that's for sure. Motors facing the front. Am I building this wrong? No, I'm not building it wrong. Motors are facing the front, yep. Kind of an interesting choice. I mean, it should be fine, but it won't be the cleanest as far as wire management. Okay, let's just slowly get these in. Jason, thank you for the $1 and the ice cream. Ice cream sounds good. It's very cold out here, but for some reason, it's like I worked at McDonald's when I was 17 to 18, and every time it was cold out and rainy, everybody came through wanting like a soft serve ice cream cone. I don't know what it is about cold weather that makes people want ice cream. I do have one important piece of advice. Okay, let's hear it. Let's see, I've not seen the build process. I let the kit... Oh, you let the kit... That's cool. Jackson's not quite there yet, but when he's old enough, maybe that'll be part of my review process. Like, it's so easy a kid could build it, but... on the screen cable... Don't trap it in the frame! Oh no! Okay. I'm good, right? Like you're saying, if it's loose right now, I'm good, right? Or are you saying... How would you trap it in the frame? What did you do to do that? Hey, Ted's in the house. How's it going? Were you the one that kept breaking the ice cream machine? No, that wasn't me. I think did I mention it on here the other day? I was just talking about it. I haven't talked about my McDonald's life in a long time, but there was the funniest time I ever had at McDonald's was I came in for work at like, I think it was like 5:30 in the morning, his morning shift, and there were so many people that went to get their coffees, because I worked there right around the time the cafe really launched their stuff. At the back when it comes out of the box. Oh. Okay, you mean just don't pinch it, right? Like if it's not pinched, I'm good? It's not pinched right now, like I can wiggle it on both sides. But it does, I mean, it's only a few millimeters away from where this slotted in, so I could see how, if you're not careful, you could easily pinch it. Have you got the square to check that it's vertical? I heard some people say enough play to be worth checking. I do have a square. I do have a square. Let's see if I just check it. Well, this is going to be square. I guess from the bottom I could check it. It looks decently square. It looks decently square. I think I'm okay. Gotcha, pinch, okay. Did it damage it or no, you were fine, it just was more of an inconvenience. I don't love ribbon cables in general, I gotta say, like I get their use for being able to route things in narrow areas, but like I've never been a huge fan of ribbon cables. I have damaged my fair share of ribbon cables, that really is what I'm getting at. I've torn a couple in my day, and I've done stupid things with ribbon cables. The franchise restaurants won the right to repair their machines. Oh, nice. Yeah, I worked at a franchise. So yeah, anyways, I came in one morning for my shift, and it was me. I was the only person, like, I think I was the only person taking and receiving orders. It was just drive-through at that early in the morning. And my manager, I won't say his name, I guess, even though it's been a long time, he was working on the machine. I think he was like doing some last-minute prep for getting it ready in the morning. And those machines, man, always had issues, as everybody pretty much knows. It's like a, you know, big meme. And let's see, insert this side of the bottom. Okay, so you just slot and drop. So he's doing something on the very top of the machine, which is, why does this have wobble? Is it because the base of this has some wobble? Like, let me see, can you see that? Yeah, you can definitely see that. What I don't know is if that's a me thing. Like, do I have something underneath a foot, or is the frame just wobbly? It sure doesn't look like I have anything underneath the foot. No, it just has wobble. Oh, I don't love that. Did yours have wobble? It might not actually be the frame, though. It could be these little rubber feet on here. Okay, yeah. I'm not going to take the whole thing apart right now. These are injection molded parts, but I don't love that it has wobble. Okay. So he was cleaning the top of the machine. Then all of a sudden, I hear like a pop sound, and I look over, and something happened inside Ed's character. Mine doesn't wobble. Okay. Well, I got the North American version with wobble. Yeah, that's a decent amount of wobble. This is just snapped onto the frame. I don't even see, okay, there's screws. Is this the attachment point? Okay, I might loosen just a couple quick screws here. Like, it looks like, I think the attachment points aren't actually here. They just snap on, and there's just 4 screws around the edges. So I'll loosen them and tighten them really quick and see if that does anything, and then we'll move forward. So I heard a pop sound, and I look over, and I don't know what the heck happened in the machine, but it launched probably 1/4's worth of the vanilla like mixture into the air and completely covered my manager. Like his whole face was white, and you know, they were buttoned down because he's a manager, and I literally dropped on the floor in tears. I mean, I just at 5:30 in the morning was not prepared for that. And at first my manager like was kind of upset with the situation. Yeah, that's not doing a whole lot, is it? What the heck, man? He was kind of upset with the situation, but afterwards found the humor in it. I was not allowed to fill that. Yeah, it was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. I mean, I think I pointed, I dropped to the, I know I dropped to the ground on all 4s and just was like pointing and crying and laughing. It was the funniest thing I'd ever seen. And I couldn't believe it had just happened. God, yeah, it was so good. Let me see if there's any adjustments on the bottom of this thing before we go further. Oh my God, was it this foam piece? I just, hold on. I just found a foam piece. Wobble's gone. Oh, no. Okay, we're still wobbling. We're still wobbling. I thought it was the foam piece. I was like, it's because I didn't remove foam. I don't know, man. I don't know what else would be causing this wobble. I think I'm just gonna roll with it. Let me loosen those two, the side, I don't think it's the side pieces I just installed, but let me loosen these and see if it does anything. I don't see how it would. I think it's the base itself. Yeah, that doesn't seem to do much of anything. Is it? I can't read that. Is it Poliba? Poliba? Thank you for becoming a member. Getting covered in ketchup. Okay, I don't think it's related to the thing I installed, but who knows? No, it's totally the base. Okay, I'm not gonna mess with it much. Let's hope it's not the aluminum and it's just the rubber feet. Maybe one of the rubber feet slightly off-sized or different shape. Yeah, ketchup sounds awful. I basically had sort of like a role where I was doing a lot of different things. Like I did second drive-through window, I did front register, I did fries, and I did a lot of the lobby stuff. And one of my least favorite things was cleaning the kids' play place, man. I enjoyed it as a kid playing in the play place, but as an adult that was, you know, I'm somewhat tall. I'm like 5'11" to 6 foot on a good day. Crawling inside there and trying to clean that thing sucked. Okay, yeah, we're just gonna call it good enough for now, and then maybe I'll investigate it a little bit later, but I'm not gonna dive further into it right now. The machines are finicky with the volume of mix in the hopper with the McDonald's approved firmware. A little too much, and the defrost cycle fails, and they have to call a technician. Gotcha. I think that, was it Aaron that just watched a video? It still definitely has some wobble. I think it might have gotten a tiny bit less now, but okay. So there are these pegs. Let's see. Yep, they're right about there. So there's pegs built in, so you don't actually have to do anything to install this other than align this with the pegs and drop down like that. So that is locked in place, which is really nice. And then there's a single screw holding this, which we already opened it, but single screw, which makes it really easy to get inside if you need to. Yours wobbles too. Okay, perfect, wobbles. My Cobra wobbles as well. It just makes anti-vibration feet, but one's slightly taller to compensate. Okay. Oh, wait. Okay, I thought our wobble was gone. Yeah, it's just one direction. So left, yeah, there we go. Wobble's still there. All right, anyways, we've got that in place. Next, we are installing the camera module, which is not already installed, I suppose. Oh, is that this guy? Yes, that is this guy. So let's untangle these cables as best as we can. Okay. Okay. It looks like this just slots on probably. Make sure I get it the right way. Camera. This seems correct. Is the light? Let's see. Yeah, it seems correct. So it looks like this just kind of goes the same way, where it pops in like that. Let's not pinch. Ooh, I pinched that cable a little bit, and then you guys can't see what I'm doing. You guys can't see what I'm doing. So it just has the same kind of slot as the housing does. So you push it in place, then slide it to the side like that, and then there's a tiny little sticker. Let's peel that off. On the Plus 4, I'm such a goofball when I was testing. I was like, oh, the camera kind of sucks on this thing, and it was just I'd never removed the stupid film, so it was user error. Okay, so there's a plug on this side for the camera. That's in. Cool. Camera's installed. Those cables can cause wobble if not routed correctly. Yeah, it wasn't the cables. we still wobbling. Attach the extruder using. Attach the extruder kit to the slide base using the 3 M3/8s and tighten them. Okay. So this is just going on. Does it just sit? Oh, there's a slot. Okay, cool. So this goes like that. And then it looks like... Okay, let me get the screws out. Zoom out a little bit. Burp. Okay. Here's our 3 screws. There's a cable underneath the firmware, underneath the box, I think. No ugly ribbon cable to the tool head board. Oh yeah, that's right. Wasn't the SV06 the one where people designed a bunch of like, there was like the spine chain for it? I think, I never did that, but if I remember correctly, it was kind of sagged a little bit, which was a bit annoying. Starting to come back to me a little bit. Okay, so let's, where are we doing? What are we doing? This is an awkward angle. There we go. Get the first screw in. Okay, I'm not fully tightening it until I get them all in, but it's mostly seated. Darn ad hoc meetings are killing me. One of those Wednesdays, I guess. We're moving slow like normal, so hopefully you're not missing too much. Just some McDonald's commentary is really what you're missing. Okay, that one's in. The meeting could have been an email. Hey, Tom Llama, how's it going, buddy? Okay, that feels plenty tight. Let's just one more ugga-dugga for Steve. Okay, we've got our tool head installed. Looking sharp. What's next? Tool head's on. Let's see. When installing the nozzle, make sure to check the rotation. Okay. Next up, remove the touchscreen from the package, locate the machine's right side, attach it to the bracket, and slide it down to lock it in the groove. Okay. Got our little screen here. I don't know if cable should go in first. I also don't know what direction this goes in. Let's see, it looks like pins are on that side, which looks like pins are on that side. Let's see if I can do this without damaging it. I think that's installed. No. Yep. There we go. And then this looks like, how does this go in without, like this maybe? Okay. I think I did that right. I wish it didn't wobble. I don't love the wobble, but maybe I can figure that out later. Okay, a little slow peel for everyone. Ah! That's a big cable, must be custom HDMI. It is a very large cable. It doesn't look like there's much, oops. It doesn't look like there's much underneath the bed that it can bump into, but it is a, excuse me, sorry everyone. I'm gonna mute so I can cough in. I'm doing fine. Everything's fine. Let me wet the old whistle. All right. One thing I kind of became obsessed with in my short trip in China is green tea. At the Vetus office, they drink a ton of green tea, and we're bringing us, green tea with big. Is that a scratch? No, it's peel fail. They kept bringing green tea with like big leaves inside of it, not like the green tea I'm used to, which is just in a bag. It's kind of crappy. And so I fell in love with it, and they surprised us on Saturday before we left, and dropped off a package of green tea. So I ended up having to leave some of the clothes that I brought to bring back all the green tea, but we've got enough green tea to last us at least 6 months, I think. So I'm excited. Lots of green tea drinking over winter here. Okay, install the power supply with 2 screws. Okay, this is step, yeah, it's these screws here. Always like green tea. Yeah, it's really nice. It's chill. It's super earthy. I don't know. I really enjoyed the green tea. Okay, so this is gonna go, let's see. Power supply. Thus, true, is the cable long enough to wrap under? Oh. It is. Maybe that's what I should do. Well, yeah, we'll do that. Let's get the power supply installed. I don't see anything it could bump onto, but if there is enough length, which it does look like there is, it wouldn't be, did I go through the center? It wouldn't be a bad idea to have it wrap underneath it. There we go. Good call. Okay. Let's not strip you. There we go. Okay. Any first print predictions? Well, I'm curious to see, they claimed, what did I just say, like a 12-minute Benchy? So I want to see what that looks like. I want to see how good of a job the cooling does and overhangs and all that. So we'll do that. I have no idea what to expect. Okay. What's that? I'm pretty, so one thing I like I'm kind of feeling optimistic about this machine is that Sovol took 2 years to release this. They could have just pumped this out like every other brand in 3 months, I'm sure. Like after the last one was released, they could have just pumped it out. But the fact that they held on to this for 2 years doesn't actually mean anything, but it makes me optimistic that it's gonna work pretty well. But I've been wrong a lot, so we'll see. Okay, power supply is connected. We decided we're gonna change the ribbon cable, right, to go underneath it. So let's, can I pop this out? Oh, come on, how the hell? There we go. Yeah, I think we do have plenty of slack to go this way. Oh, come on. Ground coffee, anyone tried pooer? I don't know what that is. I do drink coffee, but I'm such a spaz and I have such bad anxiety that unless I'm really tired, it makes me uncomfortable. I did have some yesterday though. I had to work on an edit pretty late. Okay. I highly recommend going underneath it. That seems to be the superior path for that cable. And then there is a, I'm gonna just plug it in the motor cable back here for one of the Z motors. Yeah, lately, for the last probably 3 or 4 months, I've been doing a lot of chai tea, which is pretty sweet, but I really enjoy it. I stopped drinking energy drinks like 1.5 years ago. I was drinking those a lot for a long time, and that probably wasn't great for my health. And so, yeah, I've been doing a lot of chai teas, but the green tea's real nice. Aaron's been making black tea the last couple of days, and that's been really good too. So just, yeah, lots of tea drinking over here. Hey, Queasy. Puree is like a fermented, oh, interesting. I'm probably saying it wrong. Pooer? That's my Idaho impression of how you say that. I doubt that I've had that. I don't think I've ever had that. Okay, so this is in. I think we're nearly there, minus, let's see. Minus, this is a pretty custom flex plate too. I know that a lot of like Bamboos has their own little like cutout thing on the back, but there is a slot back there. Oh God, that is awful lighting, isn't it? You can kind of see it. There's a slot back there for the brush. There's a slot back here for the power cable area. And then it has this sort of lip thing that's similar to the Bamboos ones, which I'm assuming is going to be where the nozzle kind of goes to cool down and do its prep thing. So I think all that's left is a couple cables, or maybe just one cable on this side, and then our spool holder. We should be ready to power this thing up. I don't really see any need to go further into the tool head than what we already looked at. I can if enough people want me to, but we've kind of seen, we know the extruder is really similar to the previous gen. We've seen the fan, it's got a tool head board, and the main difference seems to be in like the hot end area. It's using a load cell now instead of an inductive probe, and it's also using what I would consider more of like the Bamboo style hot end. We got one more cable up here, which is going to be for the filament runout. Let's see. Close enough. Yeah, I'm sure I butchered it. I suck at pronouncing things, man. There's been quite a few YouTube videos where like, I look at a word and I'm like, that doesn't seem like I'm saying it right. And I'll Google it. I've even watched YouTube videos on a word that I'm gonna say in a video. I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure I got it. Yet, people will let me know very quickly in the comment section how I butchered it. So it's not from lack of effort. I just can't seem to pronounce some of the companies too, actually. A few of them have been the companies, like Cheedy, I'm convinced it is Cheedy, but I know that I at one point was calling them like Quiddy or something along those lines. But there's a few other companies too where I've butchered it, and there's a few printer names where I'm like, I don't know how the hell you say that. Okay, so this has like heat inserts, so we're just gonna thread that in. Oops, hit the camera. Main electronic drivers. I think that for the drivers, if you want, we did look at, did you not see? We looked at the controller. Nice. It's using a maker base board, and it's got it looks like 4 embedded drivers, and then there's one in the toolhead board. We can look at the config. That'll give us info as to like what specific TM2 drivers it's running. Bisec is forever. Tech. It's Bisec, right? That's how I say it. So, and then Cybor is another one. I call him Cybor, but I've heard Cybor, like, I don't know, man. As long as people know what I'm talking about, I you know, I feel like at the end of the day, that's what counts. But okay, so that's there. Oh, come on, give me my driver. And then this cable maybe just plugs in like where's the arrow? Usually an arrow. So the arrow, oh, that's kind of funky. This has to plug in like this because the arrow, wait, that doesn't seem, I don't love that. So the arrow, let's see. Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I was like, we did look at the controller. So the plug is on this side. Yeah, the arrow wants it to be facing this way, but the plug comes in from this side. So we like kind of have to have the plug like this, which offsets it a bit. It's a little bit kind of awkward, but with how much of a distance the tool head should be from the filament holder, it's probably not an issue. It's not going to be an issue. It's just me complaining. I asked Fadus for instructions on how to pronounce. What is it? Fadus? Like that's what. Even when we were there, I think Aaron tried pronouncing it, and I was like, no, it's Fadus, and they didn't correct me. So hopefully I didn't offend them by saying their company wrong. Okay, all right, we're ready to rock and roll, I think. So let's go ahead and that wobbly wop. Okay, let's go ahead and plug this in. Oh, there we go. Okay, let's see. I'm curious to see what the one thing with Klipper printers, like even the retail ones, I feel like the setup process on the screen is usually not that great, which even on the Cheaty one, it guides you through part of the setup process, but not the full thing. And I'm like, you guys are running a custom screen firmware. This should be a bit better. Okay, that's probably fine, right? Okay, let's boot this up. They sent it in, oh, phonetic. Oh, here comes Jackson. Is this not booting? Dad, that's me. What's up, big? Oh, he's got shoes on? Okay. Oh, Aaron's got a Christmas sweater on. What's up, big dog? Oh, you want to say hi? Yeah. Hold on, Bubby. Yeah. All right, Jack is back. We missed that's you, dude. We missed our little man while we were in China, huh? Yeah. Every time we saw a baby, we were like, oh my goodness, we missed Jackson. That's a printer, dude. More printer? Well, I'm building it right now. It's almost done. It didn't power on, which is probably because I did something wrong. Maybe the cable's not plugged in. That's the instruction manual on how to assemble it. Yeah, that's a microphone. You know microphone. You say microphone? Those are Daddy's tools. That says ModBot. Yeah. That is Dad's chai tea. Yeah. Yeah, that's Daddy. It's for Daddy. Daddy is getting thirsty while he's building. You gonna go with Mama? Yeah? No.
Yeah, we're gonna go bye-bye.
You wanna play with the buttons? You can't play with the buttons right now. Okay. Well, you press one. Just one. You can press one button, Bubby. Just one button, okay? You didn't change anything. That was the same button. You want to press some sound effects? Here. There you go. Press a button. One of these ones. Oh. You hear that? Press a different one. Try this one. Maybe this one right here. What's that one do? This one. Try this one. Whoa. All right. There you go. We'll play with it later, okay? We'll play with it later, Bubby. Daddy's got to get back to work. We're gonna play with it later. Okay, Daddy's got to get back to building, okay? No, that's a screwdriver. That's a screwdriver, big guy. All right, I'll see you later, okay? You say bye-bye? Love and kisses. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody. All right, I love you, dude. Wish me luck, okay? Wish me luck. There you go, big guy. Okay, sounds good.
Love you.
Love you too. Maurice! I don't know why I said it like that. I said it... Okay, sounds good. Thank you for the 16 months. Lisa, thank you for the 28 months. And I created a monster. Yeah, he loves, he's in like the must press every button stage, which isn't too far off from the stage I'm currently in. So he's getting there. All right, I think that, yeah, I see it. The cable for the desk power supply unplugged. Let's try that again. Bye, baby. There we go. Okay, let me... Oh, he bumped the camera a little bit. There we go. Kind of can see that. You'll be happy to know I'm having Swedish meatballs. Oh, God, that sounds good. Have one for me. Have two for me. Are you having it with some lingonberry? You gotta have some lingonberry. Okay, that's a nice little pretty UI. Let me type in my credentials really quick here. I don't even see our network. There we go. There's two of our networks on here. Okay, initial impressions is that this is kind of pretty. It almost reminds me of like an Android. A little small, a little bit small for, oops, yeah, a little bit small, one sec. Oops, come on. Fairly responsive, but a little bit small for the full keyboard, I think. Only suitable for 2.4G. Hopefully that works. cool. Let me pull up the IP and see if we can get to the back end. 192.168.105.136. Cool, so we are running mainsail. Why is it in, how do you, it's in Chinese. I chose English, but it didn't change here. Anybody know? Please be, yeah, lucky click. There we go. Okay, now we've got English. So let's really quickly take a look at what we're looking at back here. Okay, that's that. Printer.cfg. All right, so temperatures. Smart effector, stepper X. Stepper Y, so this is a TMC 2209. So 2209s, extruder is, so it's all 2209s. Fan heater, where is, okay. So yeah, they do have acceleration set to max accel of 20K, so pretty dang high. It doesn't mean that their profile is set that high or that it's actually gonna be able to print it that successfully. That's what they have said in firmware. From one dad to another, that's the way you do it. Wait, what? Bloody and press buttons? You go to China once and make it your whole... No, man, that ain't me. PC, how's it going? Minimal comments. Yeah, very clean. That's custom behind the screen, not Klipper screen. It booted too fast to be coming from the Linux host. Yeah, it does seem like it's a... I agree with that statement. Let's see. So it is running a fork of Klipper. It does say dirty, which I think is almost required if you run a custom screen firmware. I'm almost positive that's the case. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the case. So yeah, I mean, no real complaints. Let's get back to this self-check process. Let's make sure we're fully on the table. Okay, so it's gonna run through self-check now, which I'm assuming is gonna be similar to like Prusa, where it's gonna move and check temps and fans and all that good stuff. So let's go start. So it's a 15-minute process. So okay, so we're homing. Oh, no camera display. That's a good point. I didn't see it. We'll have to take a look. I'm gonna mute really quick so I can cough. Sorry, everyone. I'm doing great. Super slow home. We are homing at snail speeds. Probably will be something I'll change. Maybe. I don't know. Because it's homing with the nozzle, maybe I don't want it to home really quick. But this feels unnecessarily slow. I think I could probably get it to home quicker, and then when it probes like a second time, we can drop the speed for that to make sure it's accurate. Okay, people are saying it's disabled by default for privacy settings. Does anybody know how to enable it? Is it just mainsail? I see time lapse. It wouldn't be under time lapse, would it? Usually there's a, oh, enabled. Is it just under time lapse? I thought there was normally like a camera. Oh, webcams, here we go. Add webcam. Bam. Name, we'll just call it default. Yep, it works. You just, oh, you can't really see it, can you? It works. It's not the prettiest webcam, but it should be enough for us to see the print. So yeah, all I did was go into the gears, click on webcams, which was somewhere at the top. I swear I saw it. Now it's at the bottom, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't at the bottom. Regardless, left-hand side webcams, and then I just clicked add webcam and it came right up. So I don't mind that it's disabled by default for security or privacy reasons. Not everybody wants a webcam, so So right now, extruder is heating up to 120. Mr. Melted says, Lost in Tech, I'm a big fan. Keep making cool, informative content. Yeah, it's nice to have you in chat, even just for a minute here. What time is it in your neck of the woods? It's gotta be fairly late, right? 10 p.m., 11 p.m. maybe? And we got an error. MCU error. That's fun on initial boot. You know what? I've had this printer for quite a long time, sitting here. So what we should probably do is see. I have a feeling there's been an update. SV08. Nope, that's not right. SV06. I think it has over-the-air firmware updates. So maybe I shouldn't be doing it like this. This page is mainly for machine. SV06, SV01. Okay, I don't see it here. So I wonder if we can just do an update from the unit and then try doing this again. Can we skip the self-check? Lost communication, restart. Sure doesn't look like it. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna try to skip the self-check just for a moment here, update the firmware, and then see if we can restart the self-checking. Because Klipper connecting, network system, calibrate, Obiku. Okay, yeah, there's definitely a new firmware. So new version 17, and we're currently running 15. So let's update the firmware and see. It's possible that it was an issue with early versions. Ah. It's only 8 o'clock? Huh, I don't know why. I thought that you were... So it's only 7-hour difference. Interesting. For some reason, I thought it was more drastic than that. Or maybe I didn't notice it updating. Yeah, I don't know. I just know, I don't know the exact date I've had this for, but I want to say that I've had this sitting here for close to 2 months now. I know they initially sent it, like, they told me, oh yeah, we're gonna release it sometime in November, and then I thought I would be getting it around then, and then all of a sudden, like 3 days later, it showed up, and I was like, okay, in the closet you go. Okay. Yeah, I usually try to update if I've had a printer sitting for a while. So we will just go right back through the system. Is it calibrate, or do they have MCUs unable to connect? Yeah, I get that. We need to probably reboot. Okay, I'm gonna just kill the power to this thing and restart it and see if it prompts me to do that process again. Do I have a quarter to stick under the feet? I brought back, oh, my wallet's not up here. I brought back a couple yen. Okay, so it's not prompting me to do that again. It's a super simple UI. Language, calibrate. Let's see, restore factory settings. Are you sure you want to restore? Let's see if that does it. I would like to go through, there we go. That seems to have done it. Ah, crap, I gotta do the Wi-Fi again. 1 second. I just want to see if it completes successfully. We don't want communication errors. Will it be the will it be the macro camera? Yeah, yen, from China. Yeah, it boots really quickly, which Phil pointed out is because it's running its own firmware and not booting from the host itself with Klipper host. Yeah, most of what I spent there was using Alipay, but when I got to China, I realized I'd screwed up and I hadn't fully set up Alipay, and it required me to have a phone number to verify, but I didn't have Verizon roaming. I bought an eSIM that only had data, so I had to buy a UK phone number from this online website, basically rent the number for a week just to be able to verify things. So we ended up having to go to the ATM, and so yeah, anyways, I've got mostly paid with Alipay, which is super convenient, but I did have to get some, they call it, it's Chinese yen, but it's also, they call it RMB. Nope, that's not right. Is it RMB is a music category. I think it's RNB, I'm pretty sure. Yuan, yes, okay, you're right. How do you pronounce it though? Is it not Chinese yuan? I don't know how you say it. I've been calling it yen. That's okay, Maurice. It was kind of blurry and it's not that important. I should probably just create a network for the printers on stream. We ran into an error, Zombie. It had a communication error, so I skipped the initial check and updated the firmware from 15 to 17 or something like that. Keith Sweat. Zombie asks that on every build stream, like the second I've opened the box, I feel like. My response should usually be come back in a month and a half, because that's about how long it takes us for most of the build streams, about a month and a half. Okay, so we're heating up again. We also are going to do a Polymaker giveaway. I'll probably open that up in like probably 15 minutes. It's not going to be a super long stream today. One, I'm just exhausted, and two, it's a pretty chill stream since we're just printing and kind of hanging out. Next week, we are going to start the door on Velta, so I'm excited for that. That's kind of been a long time coming, but I should have all the parts printed. You on, okay. Bed leveling has not happened yet. Yeah, we learned like 3 Chinese words, and that's pretty much what got us by. I was kind of banking on more people speaking English, because I was told that the younger kids would know some English, but I'm calling that to not be true. So it was a lot of ni hao, shishi, and dibuchi. Every time I pretty much just said dibuchi a lot. I was constantly sorry. Okay, so that seems like that is working. We did extruder. Extruder went to 120. Bed's now going to 60. We're almost already there. The kids are messing with you probably. Yeah, maybe. The first day we were there, we did some sightseeing, and this older gentleman came up to us and asked if he could take a photo with us. And then are we doing? Oh, we're doing input shaping. Okay, we're doing input shape. Bed's input shaping. So clearly there's a yeah, we're rattling. Clearly the bed does have an accelerometer as well. But yeah, after the first guy came up and asked for a photo, it was like 20 people just asking if they could take photos with us. It was odd. It was odd. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, Doran Velta, sorry. Yep. Not Voron, Doran. RMB, that's right. I was like, RMB doesn't sound right. RMB is a currency. Oh, that was an aggressive crash. Did yours do that? That just slammed and skipped quite a few steps. Why does that make me think of the bit from the new Karate Kid movie where he's on the plane with the guy from Detroit? I haven't seen it, so I don't know the reference. They're a Chinese celebrity? I don't think so. I will say though, like, just what is going on? Is the bed not? That seemed rough, man. I don't know. So it did input shaping, at least on Y. I'm assuming it did X too, unless that's happening right now. But when it was done with that, it shoved the bed forward really fast and just hit the end where the plastic is and went da 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 da, like it skipped a bunch of steps. I'm assuming, yeah, I don't see any Y switches, so I'm assuming it's a sensorless homing, but if that's how it's gonna home every time, then boy, I need to adjust the sensitivity because that was aggressive. You're all excited that you were going on the fancy tour. None of them knew though. I was just at a random garden. We went to the humble administrator's garden on day, like our first full day there, because we had nothing going on with Betas then. But most everyone was super kind that we met there, like just in the streets. They would like kind of stare, and then when I'd wave and smile and say, "Ni hao," they just kind of giggled. Doesn't sound healthy, not normal. Perfect. Perfect. All right, well, once this is all done with its initial calibration, I'm gonna turn it off and just try to home it again and see if it's repeatable. Nozzle homing seems to be working though, so load cell, yeah, load cell is working as it should be. Sovol likes to hammer it to the end stop and calibrate that way. Interesting, okay. So it looks like, I assume this is gonna be our Z-tilt. Yep, this is Z-tilt. Yeah, it corrected, nice. Maybe it just didn't know where the bed was. Yeah, I just think that if it... yeah, I don't know. I would, with how careful it was homing the Z, I would think that they would home Y a little bit slower. But it's possible it thought the bed was further away since it hadn't homed it, and so it was just moving it to be homed, but I don't know. I feel like that could be improved upon. I mean, it's as long as the trinamic driver is working successfully, that's a super easy fix, but it was definitely aggressive. Have you tried leveling your bed? No, zombie. What is that, leveling your bed? I hate Z-tilt? Why? Could use some pizzazz. Does the Sovol teal look cheap? I don't think so. I don't know. It's sort of their signature color. I wouldn't be against Sovol anodizing parts in sort of like a teal blue. That would look really pretty. Have you tried cleaning the bed? I have not, actually. I should always clean a new bed, but I usually just send it, and then if I have adhesion issues, that's when I clean it. Sovol teal reminds me of Windows 95. Oh man, what a throwback. I think that was my first computer that my parents gave me, was a Windows 95. I learned a lot on that. I learned that if you delete random folders, your computer will eventually not boot. I loved that computer though. It was, I had a bunch of floppy disk games. I remember like, I played a Tom and Jerry game. I played a, oh gosh, what other games? It was Tom and Jerry, and then there was another one where it was like, it was some kind of like karate fighting game. And there was one that was like the Sword in the Cauldron, or Sword in the Stone. No, not Cauldron, Sword in the Stone type game. Have you licked the bed? Ugh, no. I like PEI, but not that much. It takes forever sometimes, it's just a pain. Ah, gotcha. I don't mind it at all. Yeah, I don't mind it at all. I've had so many issues. I mean, if you have a single motor and the two lead screws are at least tied together with a belt, I'm fine with that. But like the original SV06 didn't have that. It just used a hardware tram, and it sucked. It didn't work well. I used soup cans to level the gantry, but it didn't work well. And the mesh can only compensate for so much, so you really want to start with a gantry that's as square to the bed or as aligned to the bed as possible. Are you old enough to know Leisure Suite Larry? I'm not, I guess. I'm not. I'm 32. I don't know if it's before my time. I also have to admit, like, I had a little bit of a weird childhood. My mom, I've talked about it before. My mom was like first generation Swedish. She moved here when she was 19. My dad's was kind of like surfer hippie dude. And so a lot of the stuff that like Aaron knows, or a lot of people I feel like knows that even are my age, I don't. I was raised on like, I was talking to actually John Tech and oh, his name's slipping my mind right now, but the one that does all the beautiful anodizing at Rocky Mountain, that like a lot of the stuff I grew up watching was like Pippi Longstocking, Asterisk and Obelisk, Smurfs. Like I feel like oh, that crashed. That screwed up. It crashed again. I'm gonna have to, so we're gonna have to level it one more time. Everything seems to be working other than whatever's going on with the homing. So I'm gonna take the bed off, look at it, and then I don't see, it's not caught on anything. So it's, I don't know what the heck happened with the bed. You heard it too, right? Or maybe you didn't hear it, but you saw it, right? Yes, Hendrik. That is right. Yeah, we actually, after a few drinks, sang the Pippi Longstocking intro theme song, which was really fun. Not a lot of people know that when I talk about it, like, what are you talking about? And he got super excited, which got me super excited as well. It's the bed. Something's going on with the bed. It crashed when homing, and it crashed when it got to the far other side as well. So I don't know. We're gonna really quickly kill the power. Let's make the Z go up a little bit first. Oh, great, it already reset, so. Okay, let's just turn this off. Okay. I'm a huge advocate of things being user error, and I certainly am a professional at user error. Let's see. The belt feels like it could probably be tightened a little bit more. Let's see if that makes any difference. I don't want to stretch it out too much, but we also want our belts to be a little tighter. Okay, I'm calling that good enough. And then the belt's back here. That's pretty close, but we'll also, it has knobs. Yeah, that seems plenty good. Let's attach this again. Okay, this is fully slotted in, I think. It looks perfectly aligned. So let's boot this up again and try homing things and see if it crashes. I'd be really sad if I had like a bad Y drive. They're not replaceable, so I'd have to replace the entire controller. Check the bed size and mainsail. I can do that. If it can't move all the way back, wait, what did you say? If it can't move all the way, you're saying check it just to see if it can move? Wait. Yeah, wait. Okay, so it can go there. And it can't go further than that. What are we hitting? Yeah, there's clearly some kind of an obstruction. So, why is it not pushing all the way back? What are we bumping into? There's a piece of foam. There's a freaking piece of foam. There's another block of foam. Oh my, it's user error. It almost always is. I don't love that this piece of foam's here. It is a very like hidden and wedged piece of foam back here. Like, I mean, I can hardly even, there we go. Dude, look at this little guy. Look at this little guy. Usually there's like one piece of foam surrounding the printer. Want to make a bet that everything... We should probably rerun the accelerometer as well, I would think. I'm going to have to assume that having foam there probably didn't help us get very accurate readings. Awesome. Okay, let's... Yeah, that foam, I mean, even after looking at it, it was not easy to see that piece of foam. So let's home. Let's make sure we can home now. That couldn't have been the wobble. That wouldn't have affected wobble. Okay, so it homed successfully now. No, we still got wobble though. Let's see if we can just really quickly do the accelerometer though, because that is something where config, system, calibrate. It has PID calibration as well. Okay, so let's, I don't think man. Should we rerun the calibration, guys? I don't know if we need to now Z-axis shouldn't have been affected, but I do think that bed calibration, resonance calibration, I'm not going to PID. Okay, we're just going to do bed and resonance calibration. Yeah, there we go. Now it didn't crash. I'm impressed it even homed itself. It like forced itself over the foam. Ay, ay, ay. He's foaming at the printer. Yeah, it would have been nice if the foam was any other color than black. This entire printer is black, so the contrast of the black bed on the black frame and the fact that, I mean, it was a small piece of foam. You gotta give me that. It was a small, I'm just looking for excuses here. Yeah, now it's doing what it's supposed to. That looks a lot better. It's crazy what happens when you actually use the printer the way it's intended. Resonance curves would be funky with only 3 feet on the desk. Yeah. I'll probably play around with that bottom frame later on, Phil. I'll do a deeper dive and see if I can find the points where the extrusions actually connect to each other, because that's what I think I need to loosen. I'll probably have to pop off the front and back plastic pieces and see if I can find it. Let's see those graphs. At least the weird hidden foam isn't small. Hidden screws. Oh yeah. Okay, so we are, nozzle is dropping in temp to 130. Let's open up the Polymaker giveaway while we're waiting. I feel like I gotta open up the giveaway to redeem myself. Here we go. All right, paste. All right, Polymaker giveaway is pinned in chat. We'll leave it for about 30 minutes and then we'll do the drawing. Yeah, I'm gonna, this printer is on a piece of quartz right now, which is typically what I build all the printers on. It's really, really flat. So the game plan is just gonna be to basically loosen as many screws as I can on the base and then push down a little bit to see if I can get everything to make contact with the surface of the quartz and then retighten. Unless it's the foam feet, and then it's not really going to do anything, and me pushing it down is actually going to make it worse. It might get rid of the wobble, but it's going to tweak the frame. So I'll do a little bit of additional digging. I don't really want to pull off the foam feet. because if I do, it's just held on by adhesive. I probably won't be able to get them back on. But I am curious if it's just a matter of one of the feet not being manufactured well. So what are we doing now? Is the bed heating up? Yeah, 5 more Celsius. Don't tell Grant about the foam. Is he unboxing one soon today? I'm gonna watch the bot. Oh, is he doing this right now? I wonder if he catches that piece of foam. I'd like to think it's not just a me thing. It does, I will say, it does make me happy. There's a lot of times in streams when we're building something and I get really stumped on whatever it is. And usually I'll feel a bit silly about it. But then later on, whether it's like a day, weeks, or months later, when someone's building it, I'll get a comment saying, oh, I got stuck on the same part you did, and seeing you get stuck in what you did helped me. So I feel like a lot of times the things that I get stumped on or run into is not an isolated thing. Our stream started, oh, interesting, okay. I know initially he was trying to do later streams so that we wouldn't run into each other, but I don't know his schedule exactly, so it's tough, man. Everybody streams at different times and there's gonna be some overlap. If you have not smacked the like button, please do so. Looks like we're at 63 likes with 140 people here. Let's see, let's get to 100 likes. This is why I don't stream. I'm useless live. It's a different thing for sure. I've mentioned a few times, but really the reason I started streaming live was I had a bunch of people in comments on my YouTube videos that were kind of like frustrated, saying, oh, like, you know, your prints look so nice and your printers work and this and that, and I've ran into this issue and that issue and this issue, and it was sort of the realization of like, some people aren't realizing that this is an edited, concise thing, and like, this is not the full everything, especially when I'm doing tutorials. A lot of times, like, tutorials are me stumbling my way through a thing, figuring out what worked, what didn't work, and making it in a way where people can follow it from hopefully A to Z, or just pick pieces of information from it and get to the destination quicker. And so with the streams, like, it can be really frustrating, but I also find it really rewarding for people to see, like, no, I screw up all the freaking time, and this is kind of my method for troubleshooting and trying to figure out how to get beyond that. So, but it's definitely different. I held off on streaming for a really long time because I just wasn't sure whether people would enjoy it or how it would all go. But we've been streaming now for, did we just hit 3 years? I don't know if we hit 3 years, but we've been streaming for quite a long time now. I'm too ugly for the camera. That cannot be true, Precursor. Face for radio and a voice for prints. I may be teaching a 3D printing class. Oh, cool, for homeschoolers. Hoping to see if we can build a Death Racer or the bike. We'll ask maybe Voxler or Polymaker for help with discount. That's awesome. That's super cool, Lisa. People who do 3D printing think it's so easy and perfect because of the edited videos. Yeah. I break things all the time chasing records. I'm on linear rail, so oh my god. My problem is I'm too beautiful and my voice too golden, and I don't want to make the other streamers jealous. Oh my god, I love it. Yeah, I gave my neighbor across the street over a 3D printer a few weeks ago. We were just like talking, and he was in the garage, and I was like, you know, he was kind of like, oh, what do you do? And I said, well, I work for a software company that does laser stuff, and then I have my own YouTube channel where I've been covering 3D printing for like a decade. And then he's like, oh yeah, I've always been kind of interested in 3D printing, and I was just like, do you want a machine? And so I gave him an Ender 3 V3, nope, Ender 3 V3 SE, whatever like the sort of entry-level one is. And it was interesting to see how many issues he ran into. And they weren't hardware related, actually. Like, none of them were hardware related. The machine itself performed fine. It was just like sort of basic things about how do you get the file onto the printer? What's the software? Does the software cost? Do I have to design all the file? Like a lot of questions that I haven't really had to answer in a fair amount of time. He works in an auto body shop, so he's been printing out now like little holders. Like he printed out something similar to what I use here to quickly check screw length and threads and stuff like that. So he's been having fun with it. He's a huge, I think it's Snap-on, right, is the tool company. He's a huge Snap-on fan, so he's been printing out like accessories for his toolbox and whatnot. But yeah, the getting started, the issues he ran into, to me, were a lot more like lack of computer knowledge more than actual 3D printing, which was interesting. Just because he's not old, like he's my age, and I just assume like most people in their late 20s, early 30s are quite familiar with computers, but I guess that's an assumption that I maybe shouldn't be making. I can't live stream because I don't read instructions. Big same. I found this channel because of all the issues I had and still do. Hey, at least you now have other people with issues, right? We all have issues. You're a good neighbor. I try. I try. I'm actually considering starting streaming at some point. Just need to set up a space and gather the other necessary pieces to do it the way I want to do it. It's a lot of fun. RH3D, how's it going? Streams are nice for the extra feeling you're live. Yeah, I do feel like I feel like the people that hang out in the streams, there's sort of a different level of connectedness versus just the edited videos. Not that I don't love and am thankful for all viewers, but it's more casual. A few people have come into my streams, and I know everyone has like different energies and different styles, but people have described it as like locker room talk, kind of like where it's just sort of chill. And that's awesome because I really want it to be inviting, and I don't consider myself I consider myself a very friendly person, so I'm glad that like my perception of what I'm outputting seems to be close to reality. So hey Puma, how's it going? I caught Daniel live. How's it going? What did I miss? Amazon or courier? Oh, not a whole lot. We did complete everything successfully. So let's go ahead and load up some filament. Let's see, filament. So the menu system on this, some people are gonna dislike this for sure, because especially like people that are used to using Klipper, their UI is like, it's very simple. And for someone new to 3D printing, it's perfect. But for someone not new to 3D printing, it might be a little bit too simple. However, I will say this, like, I don't do much from the printer. Like, as long as I can home it and I can heat it up or hit print, that's really what I care about. I use the mainsail or web interface for just about everything else. But so you've got home screen, which is, you know, Wi-Fi, you know, connected to the network. You can adjust your temp for bed, for hot end. What is this? Fan and what is that, light? Wait. Okay, something is... Oh, okay, it's the camera light. I was like, I see a super subtle light happening, and okay, so that's camera light, I guess. Let's turn that off. Then we've got settings menu, so, you know, home, moving axes. It doesn't look like it even... Excuse me. I am a little bit... This could be improved. I do wish there at least was like 1 millimeter, 5, 10, like that would be nice to have. It's very minimalistic, but I do think at the very least having the ability to toggle distance would be nice. But yeah, basic stuff. Home, move axes, turn off motors, filament menu. You've got PLA, ABS, other. So I guess it's just low temp versus high temp. You've got printing, which there's nothing on here. I have to plug in the flash drive. And then you've got system, which system, we have a calibration menu, language, factory defaults, and then like Obico for failure detection. So there's not a lot, which is gonna be fine for a lot of people, but I'm just saying, I know some people will be like, yeah, I wish there was more options. So let's grab some PLA off the shelf here. Let's see. What do we got? Is this ABS? Probably. Yep. I've got so much ABS. Just all the ABS. What is this? This looks pretty. Polymaker 2023 Ghastly Purple Halloween Bundle. Let's do it. We're a little bit late for the season, you know, but that's okay. We like Halloween. Okay. So let's just start off by. Oh, there we go. So this is going on here like that, and then yeah, it doesn't really want to stay the right direction, but that's okay. Feed you through there. Oh, too much. There's a bearing inside here. It spins a little easy. Okay, so let's really quickly see what the filament loading macro looks like. So we're going PLA and load. Okay, we're heating up to 210. This is one filament I would like to test. Why is Zombie saying no? As long as a virtual e-stop on screen while printing, it's all I need. Oh, I wonder if it has that. We'll find out. There's no dark mode. It's only light. Yeah, dark mode would be cool. I've seen the SV06 folder to the right. Yours is to the left. I followed the... Oh, maybe I didn't follow the instructions correctly. No, I did. I did. Look at picture. Picture's to the left. I might not be able to read, but I am very good at following pictures. Oh, the bearing? Yeah, I don't... So in some instances, I don't mind the bearing. Like, okay, let's just do this really quick. So, hello. So here's the, here is the magneto. And I don't know if it's just... I don't know. This does spin quite easily too. So some of the ones with bearings though, I think this one doesn't spin quite as well. I don't mind a bearing if it doesn't spin very smoothly. This one feels like it spins a lot smoother than this one, which could be problematic. Because I've also had the issues you're talking about, Zombie, where if it has a bearing, it just kind of, especially on a new spool, it can be quite annoying. Okay, after inserting the filament, so it's just telling us insert filament into the hole. Click continue. Okay, it's loading. I didn't see anything come out. Retry. Okay, now there's a bunch. Oh, there we go. Confirm. Material completion. Okay. Cool. All right, so that's good. I'm just gonna bring you guys over here, and then I'll plug in the flash drive. For the first one, I do want to run that Benchy if they do have the 12-minute Benchy, because that is a pretty quick Benchy, especially for a bed slinger. So I'd like to see if it actually looks decent at all. 64D sounds not... Wait, what? What did I miss? If it's a center spool, it doesn't need a bearing. Yeah, that's... I mean, I don't disagree with that statement. Do we have... We do have a Benchy. We have a 31-minute Benchy and a 13-minute Benchy. So we'll try a 13 one. Let's see how this goes. Also, for anyone that missed it, giveaway link is up for a spool of Polymaker filament with global shipping. Hey, you get off of there. Even though I assume it's going to clean itself once it homes, so. All right, let's have a little bit more tea. A little tea. We're at 79 likes. If you have not hit the like button, please do so. It only takes a second, and it does help. It does help out the stream. What are we talking about, 64D? I saw someone else mention it. Are we talking? Is there someone talking about like a TPU? Is it a short hardness? What are we talking about? It's definitely still some crap on the nozzle. Okay, no, it cleaned off the nozzle. It cleaned off the nozzle. There is a little bit of build up there. I think the bamboo does things similar though, Monkey. I think it homes itself first, which it doesn't have to be accurate for the initial home, and then it heats up and then it cleans itself. So I think that's correct. Oh, bamboo launched TPU. Okay, gotcha. That's the comment. I missed the. Yeah, I did see that they were saying that they were releasing a TPU compatible with the AMS. What I don't know. Thank you for everyone that liked. We got, looks like 10 more likes. So let me see. Shore hardness scale. I'm mostly familiar with A scale. I don't think 60D is very soft. This is usually what I use for like my reference, which this is not a very fantastic reference, but it's nice having a visual. So D is the hard. So yeah, 60A is what I was trying to print. Okay, so 60D, 60 something D is very rigid. I mean, if it's a TPU though, like TPU is awesome. It's a very, very high strength material and the layer adhesion's incredible. So I guess it really just comes down to what the application is for whoever's printing with it. Maybe someone just needs that, you know, rigid TPU. But for those that are trying to print soft, I mean, 60D is very, very stiff or hard. 95A is usually what I recommend people start with. So, I mean, we're talking stiffer than that. So. Yeah, 64D is hard. I haven't seen, let me see. It's 95A. High speed, or okay, maybe not. This is, I don't know if this is the same one. But this would make more sense to me. 95A to me is a decent, that's usually what I recommend people start with. And I think that for a lot of applications is actually quite good. But I don't know if that's the one that was just released. If we go, no, it's not. Okay, TPU for AMS. I don't see it announced right away, which makes me think. I don't see a shore hardness. Drying, printing, nozzle, physical properties, density, melting zone, TDS. Print settings. I don't see a shore hardness. Did I miss it? Something tells me it's not very soft though. I feel like if it was, they probably would have blasted it. Oh, wow. Yeah, a shore hardness of 68D. Thank you, whoever saw that. Yeah, that is not very impressive then to be able to print with the AMS. I mean, that's, yeah, interesting. I was expecting at least like a 95A. I'll test the hardness. I might take a while to open the box. Yeah. It's still cool. It's still cool. Like, having more filament options is still cool, but I do think that for people not familiar with like the shore hardness scale, they might be in for a surprise when they take it out of the box and print with it and like, this stuff is really stiff. After trying to feed TPU through the preset cell, I can see why it would have to be so stiff for the AMS. It doesn't look like this has camp or variable meshing by default, which is something I'm very likely going to be adding to it. About another 6 or 7 minutes on the Polymaker giveaway. We started a few minutes after 1:30 here. All right, we're extruding. We've done no nozzle offset, so this is whatever. Oh wow, we're just getting right into it, aren't we? Okay, so that's a brim. I'm probably gonna try to bring a light over here because it's quite dark. It's also a little high, isn't it? So it is using a brim. It also looks like nozzle might have been a little bit close, or we might need to dial in flow with this thing, but we're cruising. Also, Zombie, I definitely agree that one of my complaints, I don't think I'm doing a full review on this, but one of my complaints would be that spool holder. It's too loose with the bearing that's included with this, and this spool is not full, luckily, but if it was, it would be popping off the filament. It does have adaptive mesh. Okay. It didn't do it. Did I miss it, or did it not run on this? You guys maybe didn't see it because I think we were looking at the computer. I don't think it ran it on this, so maybe it's just this pre-sliced file doesn't have it, but the slicer profile does. Yeah, no, it's a minor issue for sure. You could just print out. I'm sure you could just print out a new ring for it or whatever, and use the same little locking nut that it comes with. Yeah, it's boogieing. My it's shaking my monitor and everything on the desk, and this is it's on a piece of quartz on a Husky workbench, so it's definitely whipping. it's sure whipping. that's how I know. If my monitor is shaking, then it's definitely moving. Overhang is not looking bad. The overhang, from what I can see right here, is not looking bad. The square is shaking because it isn't square. You don't say that. It is. I hold onto my printer when I tell it. Wait, what? I hold onto my printer when I tell it to haul. Oh, haul booty. I read haul my body. I was like, what does that mean? I know when I built my SU8 and V400, didn't have adaptive mesh with the bench. Okay, yeah, I think that's probably what it is. It was the case, if I remember correctly, on the Cheaty Plus 4 as well, that the couple test prints didn't seem to have adaptive meshing, I don't think. But everything I sliced did, so. It really doesn't need it on a print this small since you're already running a full mesh in the calibration. But I do like adaptive meshing. I think that for the extra, 30 seconds or so it takes to run it, it's just worth it. It's cheap insurance. Yeah, so far it's not looking bad. We'll get a close up of course in just a moment here, or once it's done. The big wheel on the front makes it look comically fast. Yeah, the big wheel on the front is how I felt the last week or two leading up to that trip I went on, man. Just a complete squirrel spaz running around back and forth. That wheel is my spirit animal. It's not quiet, but it's also not terribly loud. Let me see. I've got my little. What is the app I use? I think this is the app I use. Oh no, it's this one. So from like a foot away, we're basically at a solid 60 decibels with 100% fan speed. It's not quiet. Like you definitely can hear the fan, but it's not a whiny fan, which is nice. It's not a whiny fan. In your video about Danger Clipper, you mentioned being able to run separate accels for X and Y. How would you slice for that, or would you just slow down? For Y? That's a great question. Let me really quickly pop up Orca. So for our accels, oh yeah, no, you would just slow down. You would just slow down for Y. I'm sorry. Yeah, you would still slice it normal. So like your slicer accelerations wouldn't change, but it would allow you to set X at a certain speed and Y at a certain speed in firmware. And so for travel moves or moves that were only needing X-axis direction, which would be small bursts, would be able to go at a higher acceleration. I'm still curious to see that. Someone commented in my video that they played around with it a little bit and that it didn't seem to be very like consistent, or there was some sort of weird results from it. So I'm not sure how well it works, but it would be interesting to see on a bed slinger for sure. Maybe that's how it gets added cooling. That knob in the front is just chucking air from the retractions. Don't you have too many Benchies with all the printers? You could. I literally have a Benchy tattooed on me. I love Benchies, man. When I got into 3D printing 10 years ago, like the Benchy to me was the coolest thing ever. And I got to meet Daniel Noré, the creator of Benchy, who's a Swedish guy, back in, it would have been 6 or 7 years ago now. And the dude's just so rad. It made me love Benchy even more. I was like, I already love Benchy, and the guy that created it is just like a legend. So I love Benchies, man. Yes, it's a tramp stamp. It's two boats meeting together. Nah, it's on my ankle. Only a little adventurous. Not that adventurous. My wife was okay with the one on my leg. I'm not sure if she would have approved of the old tramp stamp. It is alive. It is alive. No, it's not like the annoying mainboard fan. Even the Magneto had an annoying fan initially, and then I think they updated it with firmware, so it only runs when necessary to cool the electronics. That's not on 24/7. Do the Benchies kiss? Yes. They have little. Okay, I'm going too deep in this conversation. There's no more Benchy, no more Benchy tramp stamp talk. All right, 2 more minutes on the giveaway. This is kind of getting close to last call. It's pinned in it's pinned in chat. I don't know what the layer height is. Based off the speed it's printing at, I have to assume it's definitely not narrower than a 0.2. It looks like it's probably a 0.2 layer height. That would be my guess, but I don't know. I guess I could pull the G code once this print's done, and we could probably find that out. Has anybody made a bench out of Benchies yet? I haven't seen it. You're back top. Oh no! Good luck, Phil. Good luck, Phil. That was us last night. And Aaron was watching TV, and I was up here. I think I was editing or something like that. And Jackson had been down for a few hours, and it was like 10:30. Maybe it wasn't that late, but he woke up and was just sitting up in bed, and we're like, no, what do you need? You've been fed. You've had a clean diaper. Like, it's time to go to sleep. Benchy tramp stamp. Yep, those are words I never thought I would have leave in my mouth, but here we are. Probably, yeah, it could be 0.25. I won't rule it out. If you guys are curious, I'm fine with grabbing this flash drive once the print's done. We'll open it up in Orca Slicer and see what the G code looks like. All right, 1 more minute. I'm gonna unpin the giveaway link. It's at the top of chat. You got 20 seconds to click on it and another minute to fill it out, and then we're doing this giveaway. Ooh, we're at 98 likes too, and 164 viewers. 2 more, come on, 2 more. Who's gonna take us over to 100? Smash the like button for Benchy tramp stamps. Come on. Oh snap, I had my stool on my mic charging case. That's not the best decision I've made today. Nice, we did it. We did it. I knew there'd be some people. Okay, so I'm unpinning unpinning the link. Remove, unpin. And now anyone that's actively filling it out, you've got another, ooh, Pizza Hut sent me a coupon. Today only, buy a large menu priced pizza. Puma, thank you for the $2. Not a bribe for the drawing. Okay, I'll enter your name in 3 more times. Just kidding. Everyone gets equal entries, which is 1. All right, I'm grabbing all the names. So if you're not in, you are gonna have to wait till next week. So we've got how many people? 107 people. That is the final count. I have to download it though and then re-upload it because of the way this works. So give me just a minute. Okay, Google Drive. Where are you? Google Drive. Okay. Downloads. Yes. Yes. Replace existing file. Okay. Almost out of storage. Well, might be time to upgrade my Google Drive, or maybe it's time to do some cleaning. I probably have a bunch of crap in there that I haven't used in forever and don't even know are up there. All right, we're at 107 people. I think we should let's let the Benchy finish. Let's let the Benchy finish. We're getting really close. We're at 92%. So let's just let it wrap up. We will take a look at it after the giveaway, but just let it finish. Can you beat the Benchy? What do you mean? In what way? Like, you like punch the Benchy? Beat it in a race? How? What way? I'm really trying hard to not say. Oh no! Don't say it! Don't say it! Don't say it! That was the best scroll. Wait, what? Wait, what? I don't even know what I scrolled on. I don't know what I scrolled. I mean, clearly I did something squirrely because Monkey's saying it and Lisa's saying it. I must have been mid-thought and then did something else. Hey, Viking, how's it going? I got the dryer with my win? Wait. Oh. Polymaker dryer? Oh, beat the bait. Oh, I get you. You mean speed-wise. No, I cannot. All right, everybody. Desktop, here we go. We have 107 people. That is awesome. So I'm going to do my usual thing. So if you're in the USA or Canada and you win, you will get a gift card. That gift card can be used towards anything. And if the dollar amount of what you want is like a specialty filament or a dryer, you're able to use the gift card towards it. And basically it will just subtract the gift card amount, which I think is $30 US. And then pay the difference. Or of course you can get any spool of filament that's underneath that amount. Everybody else in the world gets to pick from a big list of PLAs, ABSs, ASAs, and PTGs. This does not include their specialty filaments, but it is a very awesome large list. What else? You'll receive an email from me within 24 hours, and you'll basically just have to fill out a form using a unique code. I think that does it. Yeah. Thank you to Polymaker for letting us do these giveaways. They are an awesome company that has just supported so many projects, and really appreciate that they let us do this every single week. And then if anybody does want to pick up some Polymaker filament, it is incredible filament. You get to see some beautiful, I used the, hold on really quick here. The Doron Velta is in a combination of the metallic green ABS and the, so the primary is metallic green and the accent pieces are in Galaxy orange ABS. So it's going to be really pretty. I'm pretty happy with how the colors turned out. So anyways, if you want to pick up some of the filament, it's linked in the description and it does support the channel. So it's always appreciated. And I think that's it. Let's do this. All right, giveaway. How many times are we spinning it? Let's do it. It was a 13-minute Benchy. Let's do 13 shuffles. That makes sense to me. Okay, 13. All right, good luck. Yeah, I like the metallics a lot. They're not very vibrant. They're pretty. They're more subtle, which is why I was like, this will be perfect for a primary color. And then the orange will give it sort of that bit of pop that, will make it stand out a little bit. So, what does Galaxy Orange look like? I wanted to pick some up, but I keep being disappointed with company's oranges. I think I've got one right here. Let me see. If I don't see it in like 10 seconds, I'm gonna just run the giveaway and we'll come back to this. Is this it? Nope, that is not. Is this it? I found it. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Then we'll do the givey. We also, if you go to my VZBot stream, I've actually built a full printer out of this stuff. You know what? Screw it. Let's open it. Sorry, I know everyone's waiting on the givey, but just real quick. This is what it looks like. So it's got little like silver specks in it. It's really nice. Like I love it. It's not a bright orange. I don't know how to describe it. It's kind of pumpkin-y is not too far off. But I like it a lot. I built the full VZBot out of this stuff, and it's one of my favorite of the Galaxy series actually. But I know everyone has their own preferences when it comes to colors and whatnot. So there it is. Okay, let's run this. Good luck, everybody. In 3, 2, and 1. Good luck. Cooker 1370. You are our winner. Congratulations. I think that's a first time air horn and cheers. Cooker, congratulations. I will send you an email today or by tomorrow morning, but I'll try to do it today. I'm usually pretty good about it unless I get distracted, which is also very much on brand. So I will send you an email, and then depending on where you're at, you'll either get a gift card or you get to pick from a big number of filaments. So congratulations, and thank you everybody for entering, and we will do the same thing next week, roughly the same time, maybe a little earlier because I won't have to sleep in so late. But anyways, thank you everybody for entering in. So let's get a little look at the, let's get a little, hey Cooker, there he is. Yay, me, yep, that's you, congratulations. Okay, it doesn't look that, okay, it doesn't look that great. I'm almost, not entitled, I'm almost interested in printing it again with a different filament. This is kind of a matte filament, which I don't think is doing it any favors. Like, okay, so cooling to me looks pretty solid for being a bed slinger, right? Like the cooling, I don't think it was bad. Like that's for a bed slinger with a single fan in the back cooling it. I'm not upset about that. The things that can be improved upon is some of the outer layer consistency, which I probably could improve some of that with flow, like calibrating flow, I would think. But the one thing I'm seeing just in general is a bit of under extrusion. You can really see it if I look. Let's see. Can you guys see that? You can see the under extrusion, right? So that could be something with flow. It could also be that I need to bump temps up because it was printing really quickly. Maybe it was just outrunning what the flow was capable of. I didn't hear any like skip steps. So I will say this, for a bed slinger with the cooling that it has, I don't think this is awful. If we're talking about just a Benchy being a pretty Benchy, it's far from the most pretty Benchy I've printed, that's for sure. Which is probably why they have a second Benchy file on here that is, so this was 13 minutes. They have a second Benchy that's 31 minutes. I have a feeling that one is going to look a lot better, but I don't think that we need to print a 30-minute Benchy right now. I'm almost interested in just slicing up something small else to print, but I think for myself, I'll probably print out the 31 just to give me a reference before I start doing any tuning to see like how much of that was just speed related and how much of that is actually, no, you probably need to tune a profile better. Check the G, oh yeah, check G-code for layer height. Let's do that really quick. So I'm gonna grab this. Pop it into the computer. Let's see what's on this flash drive. So we're going to check for layer height. We're going to check for slicer. Pop that in. Okay, 1 second here. Closing up some stuff. What is this? Positron to-do list. That is not needed anymore. Okay, I think that's everything. So let's go screen share. Phil, I'm back watching on phone. Okay, oh, good luck with the toddler, man. That's a lot of files. Okay, here we go. So let's Orca Slicer. So it is using Orca Slicer. And it's just gonna have us, okay, I'm not upset with this. So let's close some of this crap up. Oops. Yeah, we'll use this. Okay, so this is saying, it's gonna be on our C drive. It's gonna be probably here. Orca Slicer, resources, no. Okay, so yeah, resources, and then profiles right here. Copy the content under printer config. Okay, I can do that. Why is there, wait, what? Copy the contents under printer config. Am I... Okay, so I'm kind of assuming I just take this whole file and drag it in here. Not underneath another folder though. Okay, let's not do that actually. Let's go down to Sovol, it's already in here. And then let's drop this in here. Destination already has, oh, this is all, okay, gotcha. No, so I can just overwrite it. It looks like it includes everything, including the stuff that already should be there. So let's just go like this. Let's go like this. Let's replace the files. Continue. Do this for all. Okay. Okay. So hopefully that is all that we need to do. Let's close Orca. No. Okay, let's see if this works. Drop it like it's hot. Does anyone know why Sovol switched from Cura to Orca? Because Orca is where it's at. I was a huge, how's the fam? They're doing good. Aaron, so we just got back from China. My parents watched Jackson for a week and I caught a cold, which we thought was allergies. It turned out to be a cold. And then Erin caught it like the day we were coming back, so she's kind of getting over it as well. But we're all doing fine. Jackson seems to, knock on wood, have avoided it. But yeah, number of presets cached. Okay, great. We're doing good. We're doing really good. They had Jackson had an awesome time with my parents, and then they're coming over again on Sunday. I'm gonna make my famous chili, and I think we're just gonna hang out, watch some football, and kind of kick it. So yeah, we're doing good. Thank you. How are you doing? Hey, Sven. Let's skip this version for now. Prepare. Printer. Is it loading or is it? Yeah, it always freezes on me. It does it on this and my Mac, and my Mac's pretty high powered, so I don't know. Does this happen to everybody, that when you go on the printers, it just kind of freezes up? Sovol. Okay, I don't see the ACE. What gives? What did I do wrong? I'm pretty sure I copied everything. Oh, wait, is it the JSON? I wonder if it's the JSON file. I didn't see it tell me to do anything with that. Okay, we went to resources. We went to profiles. Yeah, it's gotta be the JSON file. Okay, let's try that again. Orca Slicer. Resources. So JSONs just get dumped? No, profiles. Okay, yeah, all the JSONs are just there. So let's see if that does it. Okay, try again. I have a feeling that's what it was. Orca freezes on me. Okay, cool. It does. I mean, not cool, but not not just a me thing. All right, I get it. I know. I've got a lot of profiles. It freezes because it doesn't freeze on me like when just using it. It's only when I'm going to add. There we go. The ACE. The ACE. Ace Ventura. That's what I'm going to call my version of it. Ace Ventura. Sovol. Am I blind? No, these are user presets. No, I actually don't see it. I don't, what? It's not here, right? Like, I know you don't see it, Sovol. What the heck? Super Slicer is back. I don't know. I mean, if Super Slicer comes out with some unique features, I'll take a look at it. But I'm really like really drinking the Kool-Aid with Orca. It says Sovol SV06 ACE. I don't see it. Yeah, I'm kind of at a loss. I don't understand. It says it's active, but if we're going in alphabetical order, it should be somewhere right here. And then system presets, it should be somewhere around here. I did drag files in. I dragged in all the files. I dragged in the full Sovol folder and then the JSON, so it pops up in here. Let's exit out again. Let's just see if we go here. Did you add it? I did add it. I just showed it again. It's got a check mark on it and everything. The other Sovol folder looks blank to me, and it has a number 1 next to it, which makes me think it was just like a mistake on their part. There's nothing, like it's an empty folder. Come on. Alrighty then. There we go. Okay, so it's not in here. It's in the other folder. Like it's in the other. I got multiple versions of Orca Slicer, but if I click on this one, which is an older version, it's v2.0. Yeah, they need to clean up. They need to clean that up. I mean, everyone needs to slice files, so that's something that should be. Failed to install the plugin. Great. But I click on here, and I scroll down. There's too many damn printers. I'll just search it. So, Sovol. Okay, now it's not. Oh, so there's going to be a plus ACE. But no, it's checked. It's clicked. Sovol SV06 ACE. It's clicked, right? Confirm. But it's not. There it is. I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. Okay, so let's take a look at the sliced file. This is the 13-minute one. .25. It is 0.25. The brim, the first layer slash brim. No, that's a. Yeah, it is a brim, right? It goes into the entire. No, that's a raft. I would consider that a raft. Well, kind of. No, it's okay. So never mind. But first layer and the brim are at a 0.6 layer height, which is why it looked like it was too close to me. That's a very, very large layer height. But everything else is at 0.25 all the way through. So. Calling it a night. Thanks again for the fun. Hey, thanks for stopping by, Fulba. Have a great night. Kept it in cancel before and not confirm. Are you serious? I mean, I wouldn't. Why is my phone is getting really hot? I think it's because it's still running the sound check. There we go. Okay, so line width 0.38. Flow. That's pretty high. That's pretty high. I mean, they did slow down for, that makes sense, as to why they were able to achieve, you know, the nicer bow, because they slowed down for those overhangs. But for yellow, all yellow, which is what a lot of this is, we're pushing somewhere between 21 and 26 cubic millimeters per second. And what temperature? See, okay, I think that one of the biggest issues with this is the temps weren't hot enough. This entire boat printed at 200 Celsius. I usually print at 220, even when I'm not doing speed benchies. Gotta go some Warzone. Oh, nice. Have fun. Yeah, I think that the temp needs to be bumped on this for what they're trying. It's too cool. Yeah, 200 Celsius for the speeds they're trying to push on this little guy. I think that had to do that. I think that is a big reason why we were seeing some of that under extrusion. It's just not able to keep up with that. We're basically outrunning what it's able to do. What I am curious to see, do you want to continue? Yes, I want to see what the other Benchy looks like. Okay, so tell me how this makes sense, right? The slower Benchy, which prints in 30 minutes, it was 30 something minutes, they have it printing at 210. So you have it printing hotter on a Benchy that takes twice as long, and you've got it printing slow, like cooler on the speed Benchy. That doesn't make any sense. So clearly, I mean, the Benchy wasn't awful, right? Like for a 12-minute Benchy, I think most people look at this and be like, yeah, it's okay. But considering, I've talked about this before, like considering for a lot of people, this might be their first experience with 3D printing. Like spend the time and make sure your initial print is the best possible as it could be. This is better than a Benchy shaped object, Zombie. I've seen Benchy shaped objects. This is definitely better than that. I mean, this is not, for what this is, like, all right, why are we not focusing? Why are we not focusing? Is it too close? Oh, not close enough. There we go. Yeah. I mean, yeah, the layer lines are inconsistent. There's a little bit of stringing and a little bit of under extrusion. So I'm not saying it's anything to like put on a shelf and be super proud of, but like it's not a Benchy shaped object. Like it is a Benchy. I've seen, you know, when the speedboat test where it's just like a literal blob. Well, so they have a second Benchy, right? That's what we're looking at right now. This is their non-speedboat variant that takes twice as long, and this one I have a feeling is going to look better. So one, they printed a little bit warmer, which is good. 200C was too cold. Layer height, they dropped from 0.25 to 0.2, so it will be a little bit finer. And then flow, I mean, flow's a lot slower. Like we're not really getting above 14 cubic millimeters per second, and that's just in small bursts for the yellow area. Most of it's blue or green, which is like, blue is like 7 cubic millimeters per second, and green is anywhere between 10 and 13. So I have a feeling, I'll end up printing this one out on my own. I have a feeling this one's gonna look a hell of a lot better. One, the temp alone, I mean, I would still on my end bump it to like 215 or even 220, just because well, maybe not with the cooling on this, but I have a feeling this one looks a lot better. Sovol sent me some tea. Oh, nice. Green tea. We'll see if they send me them. You know, I might not be on the tea list. It's better than my printer does on a 12-minute Benchy following the speed Benchy rules. Yeah, I don't know if it actually did we follow the speed Benchy rules. Let's slice up something too really quick here. I've got probably another 30 minutes and then I've got to call it. Let's see. Let's see if we can find something small. That's always the most difficult part, is figuring out what the heck to print. This looks like it's probably, I like this owl, but it's probably too big. A little Cubone skull. Ow. That looks pain. It says foot massager. It looks like a torture device. It's like practice for Lego stepping. What do we want to print? Slingshot, sick. Oh, dude, skull key switch fidget toy. I feel like I need that. There's a scraper, a little hex scraper. It's a classic. Cali Dragon. We can do a Cali Dragon. We can do a little Cali Dragon. A classic. Cali Dragon. STL and the STL. Cubone. Yeah, I like the Cubone too, but I'd probably want to print it a little bit bigger. Cubone has the saddest bio out of all Pokemon, I think. But I do love me some Cubone. He's adorable. All right, so what do we got profile-wise? We've got one standard, and we've got one filament. So they definitely didn't go above and beyond to give us profiles. That would definitely be a hit for me as far as points go. There should be at least like ABS, or maybe not ABS, at least PLA, PTG, and like a TPU, and there should also be a couple different variants of it. This looks slow. Like, I mean, we're not getting above, it's all blue, and so we're not getting above like 6-ish cubic millimeters a second, which is wild. Like the printer advertises speed. No Zombie Tomb profiles. There's more profiles. Where? Where? Oh. Wait, where? I don't understand. We imported everything. We imported this entire folder. You have to add them in the thing, but they're there. Press add next to filament. Where? Isn't it file import? Import configs. I'm pretty sure that's where it is. Let's see if this works. It's saying it should be a JSON, a zip. I don't know what file. Oh, filament. Nice. Here we go. What? In there where you were, but you closed it. Resources. Profiles. FL Sun. Filament. Here we go. ACE profiles. Okay, that should be everything. So let's reboot. Did I close it? Of course I did. All right, let's see what we got. If you think Cubone has the saddest backstory, then you haven't heard Driflums. It's really creepy, or EMS. It's another really weird. I'll have to look at them. I majorly Gen 1 with a little bit of Gen 2. I like Gen 1, Gen 2. Gen 1's my favorite. Gen 2 is solid. And then I recently started, actually, funny enough, when I went to California, my godson is really into Pokemon. So when we were out there, I was like, let's rip some packs. So now me and a couple of buddies, every time a new set comes out, we get a couple boxes. So we were supposed to open them this weekend, but they didn't respond. So I do like the current stuff as well. I just don't know it nearly as well as older Gen. Like Gen 1, I mean, being born in 92, like Gen 1 and Gen 2 for me is really nostalgic. All right, so why? I don't understand. Why are they not? I really don't understand what is there not? I've added them to the correct place. Okay. Resources. Printers. Nope, that's not right. It was under profiles. Sovol. Filament. And they're right here. You know what? Do I have to add them? I bet you I have to add them. I bet you they're here. I don't think this was included in any of the steps, though. There we go. There we go. All right. Confirm. Why did we... What? I don't understand. It's gone now. Like, the printer, it's gone. What the heck is going on with this today? I did not click cancel there. 5:35 a.m. in my AliExpress order from 6 days ago. Holy crap. That's awesome. Yeah, why did it kick out? Now it's back. So, okay, I don't think it was me that did something wrong earlier. I think it was bugged. All right, so now we've got multiple profiles, but they're all just filament profiles. There's no different processes, right? The process, like, check your E-steps. Level the bed. Awesome. This has been highly useful. Yeah, there's only a single process, though, which is what I'm... Like, this is... If there's not more processes, this is what I don't love. Like, if we're going to flow, right? And you're looking at this here, Cali Dragon's all in blue with, like, 2 rings of green. So, it's really slow. And I'm sure it's probably related to... Let me see, what do they have the profile capped at? Okay, so it's not related to the actual flow rate. It's a cooling thing. So if we go here, we go cooling. Min fan speed, max fan speed. Okay, there we go. All right, it's okay. I mean, it's because I'm sure they know the limitations of the cooling on this thing. So we're gonna run it like this and see how it goes. I basically cranked up things so we're not gonna be slowing down, other than it looks like for overhangs, which I'm fine with. So let's see how this goes. Actually, we don't need to do this either. All right, we're gonna call this Ace Ventura. It feels appropriate. Test. Nope. Test. Cool. All right, it worked. All right, let's see how this goes. Does it need support? It shouldn't, no. Cali Dragon's meant to test out the like printer's capability. It's another, like, think of it as sort of like a newer Benchy. It tests retraction, it tests overhangs, it tests, I don't know, a few other things. Hey, I love Orca Slicer, okay? If it's built into Orca Slicer, it's all a piece of cake. It's just the whole manual back-end adding things, which I've done in Cure as well. It all sucks. Like, having it not natively be in there is not ideal for user experience. So we'll get to see if it does a variable mesh by default, which I think it will. Oh, let's remove this little bit of filament. Adhesion was really good, even without me cleaning the bed, so there's that. Should have named it Ace of Base. Ah, that's another one. Why are people getting deliveries at 5 to 7 a.m.? Why are you awake? Phil's got a 5-year-old that woke up. Ace Ventura. Ooh, I like it. Yeah, I didn't get really punny with it. As punny as I could. Yeah, Phil's in Australia and has a 5-year-old. So that's why he's awake at the time he's awake. Which, as a father to an 18-month-old, I definitely understand being awake at weird times. I ordered a new soldering iron from Amazon last night. It got delivered at around 7. Damn, that's awesome. Yeah, I ordered card sleeves last night for Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I bought a new set came out, and it came out with a bunch of cards that I wanted and also technically need for my deck. But then I realized I didn't have, because the Japanese size cards are quite a bit smaller, and I don't like when how they sit loose in the sleeves. So I ordered some sleeves last night, and I guess they won't be delivered till tomorrow. That kind of makes sense. I think I ordered them at like 2 in the morning. It was sort of like I can't sleep, spontaneous purchase. Dude, I missed the toddler years. Teenage years suck hard. I feel like every stage has to have its pros and cons. Okay, it is doing a variable mesh. Thumbs up. Every age has to have its pros and cons, but I know that, like, I was an awful teenager. Like, I part of why I started making videos when I was like 17 or 18 was I had to figure out a way to stay out of trouble and put my energy into something productive. And my friends at the time were not that. And I gave my parents hell from like 13 to, I mean, probably 17 or 18, I would say. So I know for a fact that if karma does exist, I will be in for it, and I will have deserved every bit of backlash I receive. So we'll see. Yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh player. I never played any TCGs in my whole life. Like, I always collected. I always was like Pokemon. I just love the art and the show and the memories of it all. And I never got into TCG. And then I was at Walmart like 3 or 4 months ago and happened to see that they had Retro Pack, which was basically a set that just reprinted all of the, like, not all of, but like a lot of the original Legend of Blue Eyes and Metal Raiders sets. And I was like, oh, the nostalgia. So I bought a box, and then now I have a ton of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. I've been actually selling off a bunch of my duplicate Pokemon cards that I was importing a bunch from Japan years ago, and I still have my collection that I love, but I have a bunch of dupes, so I've been selling them on eBay, and I have a ridiculous amount of Yu-Gi-Oh cards now. But yeah, it's interesting. Out of the TCGs, like, I'm sure when I was in California there was a lot more shops, but here in Idaho, Yu-Gi-Oh seems to be like the like, what do you call it, like the black sheep of the TCGs. They just don't nearly have as much, like I have to drive out to Boise, which isn't far, it's like 30 minutes. There's tons of card shops around me, but they're all like Pokemon and Magic for events. So I had to drive out to Boise to find a shop that actually had weekend tournaments. And I will say, like, it is the most complicated game ever. I know that it's changed a lot over the last 20 years. And Like, I've literally studied YouTube videos, looked at spreadsheets of combos, and still, when I went and played my first tournament a few weeks ago, just got absolutely annihilated. I fell apart. It is not like it. The average like, so when I was there, like, the average Pokemon player range was everything from like fairly young child to 40s or so, while Yu-Gi-Oh was all like, I think the youngest was like mid 20s to like 40. It's a complicated ass game. And it was supposed to be something to like help me relax and just do something for fun, and I'm over here like studying formulas. So there's something sprinkled on the thread. Yes, it looks like it looks like you're talking about on the printer, right? It's grease. There's grease. That's what you're seeing. This versus an A1, what do you think? I love the A1, man. I really... So I think it depends. Like, the main people I think this printer is for is the ones that just don't like Bamboo, don't want to be in Bamboo's ecosystem, want something that's more open, or want the ability to, like, mod things. Like, that's really... I'm a big fan of Bamboo printers. Like, just straight up. They work really well. And for machines that I don't want to do anything with, like, I really enjoy them. But I also realize that's not everyone, and I'm glad to have other options for those people. 3D printing is certainly not a one-shoe-fits-all, so having different options is great. This thing needs more profiles. I mean, that's one of my biggest complaints right now. It's got a single profile. It needs, like, strength. It needs brain farting here. Like, fine detail. It needs. That's the main thing where it needs is profiles. As a 20-year Magic player, Yu-Gi-Oh confuses the absolute heck out of me. Yeah, it's dumb. Like, we're at the point now on this where we can side quest for a little. We're still gonna print so you guys can see that. But, like, I'm gonna grab my deck really quick and just show, like, 3 cards. It's like a small novel on every single card. Well, back in the day, I remember some of my neighbors playing, and I never did, I just collected. And, like, it was basically just, like, attack and defense and, like, some basic summoning. But the cards now, like, I'm sitting there, like, you have to almost memorize them before you go and play. I'm sitting there, like, reading a novel while trying to play. And it's best 2 out of 3 with 50, like, is it 30-minute time limit or 45-minute time limit? And I'm spending the whole damn time just reading my cards. So look, like, this is just one card's block of text on it. Like, look at that. I mean, and every single, like, this is another card. There's so much text on every card, and it basically is, it's just insane. Like, you have to remember them. So I found a couple of simulators online where you can sort of build your deck and play against people. So I've been trying to do that to get used to it. But yeah, the text alone, it makes it incredibly difficult to memorize all this, but you don't have time while you're playing to actually read the info on these cards. So I enjoy, like, when things start to click with it, I really enjoy it. But I will say, like, I was showing my dad this, like, I was like, look at Dad, like, this is how it works. And even he was like, there's no way, man. Yeah, I went to Spectate like a month and a half ago, and a bunch of the guys were like, go get some structure decks, and they recommended 2, so I thought Fire King seemed like a cool one. So I started with just the structure deck Fire King, and now I've kind of turned it into it's a Fire King Diabell Star deck, so. Yu-Gi-Oh! Has more in common with Magic the Gathering. Pokemon is fun too. This is for those that don't want Bamboo and don't want to pay Prusa money. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, Hobo. So the embargoes and tariffs hit, and Joe Prusa's long game makes MK4S cheaper. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, I'm curious to see what happens. I mean, living in the U.S. with the embargoes and the mention of all the import fees, so we'll see how true that all is, how quickly it takes effect, how much it impacts things, and how companies adapt. Is this the same filament? This is the same filament. Has anyone here bought an Ace? Someone earlier said they did. Yu-Gi-Oh! Wall text cards are impossible to parse to me. Yeah. I have pretty poor vision, so thankfully I have glasses. But the text is just so dang small too. So yeah, I kind of understand. in the world of Yu-Gi-Oh, there's a bunch of different formats. So like modern format is basically what this deck would play in, but you've got GOAT format, you've got Edison format, you've got Time Wizard format, and those formats are all like, GOAT format I think is you can use all cards released up to 2005. Edison is like 2011. So there's a lot of players that don't like modern because of that, you know, all the different summonings, all the different text, and so they'll play the older formats, which seems like a lot of fun, just kind of a simpler format. But yeah, modern Yu-Gi-Oh, it's a lot. It's a lot. I'll be honest, I thought it would be really popular. Oh, this printer? You did it sounds like you did a full video on it, right? Did it just release today? Excuse me. I've been playing major catch up after my trip, so I have really not been on the tubes at all. You need a magnifying glass. Yes, basically. I only played Pokemon Red on the Game Boy. One of my friends. I'm not into cards. Yeah, that was pretty much. I mean, I grew up with blue version and yellow version. And then I collected cards as a kid as well, and then got back into it like 4 years ago, a bit, and just started playing the cards a bit. But yeah, I know it's certainly not for everyone. It wasn't for me for 30 years, and now I'm just like, it seems kind of fun. How do you find time for card games when you do 3D printing? It's tough, man, because I work Lightburn. For Lightburn, like that's my 9 to 5. Then I do the YouTube thing, and then family and card stuff as well. So it's a balancing act. I told myself I'd only actually go to. My goal is to go to the locals 1 time per month, and it's like a 3-hour thing. So it doesn't require a huge time investment per se, which is kind of the only way I've been able to swing it. But I have invested a lot of time into like purchasing cards and stuff, which probably needs to chill out a bit. The Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel makes it easier since it guides you. Yes. Yeah, I've played. I downloaded it on the PlayStation a couple weeks ago, but I haven't actually played much. There's a simulator online that I've been using where you play against real people, and it doesn't guide you. Let me see. Yu-Gi-Oh! Simulator. It's called Dueling Nexus. I've used this quite a bit because I can build my exact deck and play against other people. But it doesn't guide you through it, really. To an extent, it does, but not as much as the other one. Recently found my Gen 1 card collection. I forgot how much nice stuff I have in there. Yeah, I really like the cards. But yeah, I'm definitely a TCG nerd. Just gotta trust the heart of the cards. Yugi! That's funny. See a time for me to dial in some TPU. Hey, good luck, Staples. Thanks for dropping by. If the Mark IV S was $500, I think a lot more people would buy them. Yeah, it's pricey. There's no denying it. It's pricey. It's pricey. I don't know why the prices are what they are. Like, I don't know if that's just the cost because the employees are paid a lot. I don't know if it's the cost because they want wide margins. I couldn't tell you. I really couldn't tell you what the reasoning is. I wish that they were less expensive too, Purchase printers. I really do. I think they're great printers, but I understand from like a consumer standpoint, when you look at one and you look at another and you're like, I can get 4 of these or 1 of those. Like it can be a hard sell, at least, you know, just depending. I used to do weekly events, but now it's down to biannually. Yeah, I get it. I don't know if once a month will even work out. I'm just trying to give myself like get out of the house and talk to some other people. I don't know, man. Yeah. The first tournament I went to like a month and a half ago, I was just apologizing the whole time because like I kept reading the freaking cards. Like, I'm sorry, let me read that. Like, I see your card, let me read that. Like, I'm sorry, man. He's like, oh, you're fine. I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I kept apologizing. I was like, I feel like just, I don't know. They should make the kit cheaper, in my opinion. The built one, I can understand them charging more. Yeah, that would be cool. I feel like people would be down for that. Because that eliminates a lot of the labor cost, really. I mean, because they do a lot of QC way more than the Chinese ones. Did you see the stream I did of Fetus? I'll have a full video on it this weekend, but I went to their manufacturing facility and walked through their entire facility and saw everything that they do there step by step. Their QC is insane. Granted, I get that they don't make printers, they make hardware components. But I've never seen a company do better QC than what they do there. Like, to me, it was so impressive. And their products are still pretty dang inexpensive. I mean, I guess if you go with Rapidos and stuff, they can be fairly pricey. But if we're looking at like, I mean, their conch hot end is literally $22. So I'm not saying that QC doesn't add to it, but I'm just saying that also Prussias do use better parts, whether it's necessary to know, but the BOM is higher. Yeah. Yeah, it's quality power supplies, it's quality bearings, it's, you know, the components are definitely not bad. I mean, the price is what it is, right? Like, they obviously set it for a reason. It's just, like I said, I don't know how much of it comes down to they want wider margins, how much of it is actually raw cost, how much of it is the cost of paying the employees for the facilities. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. And be home soon. Sweet. Okay. Drive safe. Paying for 24-hour phone support is XE? Wait, so you said you import Japanese Pokemon. If you do anything, do you have anything exciting? I was talking to a friend yesterday, giving him advice on what to do. Japanese-based Charizard, notice him, it's wild. Wait, do you have anything exciting? I can show you probably my prized possession. I'll show you one card. I got really into Japanese exclusives that I missed as a kid because I just couldn't get them. And they have a vending series. The Japanese vending series came out in like late 90s, early 2000s. And you could, if you had the Evolution and Bill's PC of a few different Pokemon, you could send it in and they would basically send you back the evolved form. And a lot of the cards were destroyed. A lot of the cards are in super bad quality. I've been trying to collect the 5 graded, excuse me, and I still need Gengar and one more, but they're freaking expensive. So this is probably my prized. I would definitely say this is like my favorite one right now. It's an error card too. It's a minor error, but I'll show it, and then we'll end the TCG talk. I know not everybody likes TCG stuff, but so yeah, it's an Alakazam. From the Communication Evolution campaign from 1999. And I freaking love this card. Alakazam is so sick. You can see him in the background, kind of like flashing on the right side there. But it's a Japanese exclusive from 99, and a lot of them are not in good condition. So it's an 8.5, but I absolutely freaking love this card. This was a big treat to myself like 2 years ago or something like that. So yeah, the Evolution campaign is awesome. They're called Masaki promos. Masaki. Yep. And they're from part of the vending series. The whole vending series is a lot of fun. For anyone that's like into, collecting them, they're not super expensive, but the artworks are all crazy unique. There's a derpy Pikachu one that is, and yeah, they're just awesome. So, but yeah, that's probably my favorite one. Yeah, vending series is awesome. I have the full series, every single card in vending series in a binder. They're not all great quality. I was when I was importing, I was buying basically lots in Japan, and I had to buy the lots based off of like 5 pictures and use a middleman service. So I only got some level of info from them, but I was sort of like importing them, keeping what I wanted, and then selling the rest to recoup the cost. And yeah, I fell in love with vending series. It's just such a cool series. Hey, makers! I've got the Derpy Pikachu one that you're talking about in my... Oh, nice! Yeah, it's, oh gosh, what's his name? Ozama? What is it? It's Ozama's Pikachu? Uyama's. It's Uyama's Pikachu. This is what it looks like. Uyama's. It's so derpy. It's pricey. It's like one of the pricier cards in the set. Mine is not in great condition because of it, but look at this card, man. It's so great. It's just, it's freaking derpy Pikachu, and that's Uyama in the corner there. Oops. Yeah, mine has got like a small crease on it. I think I got it for like 20 bucks or 25 bucks, but mint condition's like well over 100 bucks, or this one's 100. I don't know if it's mint. It's not. It looks like it's got a indentation on the back, but it's just so derpy. I love it. Yeah, it's amazing. The vending series has some of the craziest artwork. All right, so we've got our dragon. So clearly the issue with our dragon is stringing. So that is on me probably mostly because of the fact that I didn't have it slow down at all. Was this at 210? I'm curious to see. What was their profile at for PLA? Oh, okay, yeah, 210. So this was 210. So I don't think it's that we were printing too hot. It also could be that I need to play around with the traction. Don't let my wife know those are worth any. Okay, I won't. I promise I won't tell her. Hey, Adrian, if I didn't just say that, one of these days my kids will learn how much of a nerd I am. Layer lines look a lot better. Yeah, agreed. The main issue I'm really seeing with this is just stringing, which I feel like might be partially flow related. Let me take this off. So this was a finer layer height than the Benchy. This is a, oh god, that's a close-up of a hand, isn't it? Come on. The layer lines are definitely better. So one, it's a 0.2, and two, we weren't going nearly as quick as that Benchy was. Also, I don't think we were outrunning our filament, which was a huge part of what I think the issue was. The overhang on the chin doesn't look very bad to me. Like it looks like it did a pretty good job. Honestly, the biggest complaint is pretty obvious, and it's that there's a lot of stringing. So I don't know if that's just, I don't think it's flow. I think it might just be needing to dial in the retractions on this more, because like between the ears is a lot, and then between the tail is also a lot. But aside from that, it definitely looks a lot better. Is that string too? Yeah, it's just strings, man. Yeah, retraction would be, I think, the thing I need to dial in on this. I wonder what it's set at. Let's check really quick. Let's see. Retraction. Okay, so 0.8. So I would probably go up from there. I could also play around with speed. I wish that one of my biggest, not complaints, because I can't complain because there's so many good things in Orca. One of my biggest requests right now for calibration is that they update the retraction calibration to do both length or distance and speed, because speed can definitely have an impact on stringing as well. And as of right now, there's no way to test that automated. And that makes me sad. It would be really cool if when you went to calibration and you went to retraction test, it lets you do length and speed. And I would even be up for like a bigger retraction test because of it, or even if it ran like multiples, where here's a retraction test with this range and this speed, here's a retraction test with this test, this speed, which I guess you could manually do, but it would be cool if there was some way that it kind of automated it. Retraction tower calibration would be cool, yeah. Dry your filament. I mean, it could, I don't think that's what it is, but you're not, I mean, that couldn't hurt anything as well. That's all, yeah. Just because you have stringing, I mean, to point out, that is a really good point, that if you're having stringing, it doesn't necessarily mean you have to adjust retraction. It could be a moisture thing, because wet filament definitely strings, excuse me, much more than dry filament does. So, hey Dutch. No, but it's a good point. It's a good point, Liz, because when people see stringing, and a lot of times they're like, "Oh, what's wrong with my printer?" And it really could be filament. So it is absolutely worth pointing out. Most of the time in 3D printing, it's not a. Hey, guess who's back? Hey, Bubby. Okay. Yeah, I'll let him say goodbye to everyone. We're gonna end the stream. Jack's here to say goodbye to everyone. We're gonna end the stream. Did you have fun time with Mama? Oh, the guy. Whee! All right, Bubby. Here, we'll give you. Do you want the Benchy? Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna end it. That's the printer. It's working. Daddy built it. Huh? Is that cool? Yeah, pretty cool, huh? All right, everybody. Well, thank you for hanging out and putting up with me. I was pretty tired when the stream started, but usually once we get into the kind of groove of things, I get excited and squirrel mode activates. So, yeah, today's stream went well. We checked out the Sovol ACE. First impressions are pretty solid. I mean, really, the issue we ran into was user inflicted, which was that I did not remove a piece of foam from under the bed. So make sure you remove all your foam. The only real complaints as of right now is the filament spool holder having the bearing inside of it. It moves too easily. So it's a pretty easy fix. If you print out a replacement arm, that would help it. Or I don't know if you can remove the bearing somehow on it. It's the camera, yeah, we're talking. And then the other thing is, which will come with time, I'm sure, if not community or Sovol might do it, is that they just need more profiles. More profiles, and then the default, the speed Benchy settings don't make a whole lot of sense to me. The filament needs to be increased in temperature, and there's a few other things they could tweak on it to make it a little bit better. But in the grand scheme of things, it's pretty minor. And like I said, this is just first impressions. Yeah, we're talking to the camera. Hold on, we're almost done. First impressions, though, are like, it seems like a solid upgrade over the initial SV06. So if someone isn't interested in Bamboo Lab for whatever reason that they have, and are looking for a budget bed slinger, like, it doesn't seem like it's a bad option. And I liked the SV06 a lot. I recommended it to a ton of people for the price. And so if this is just the better version of it with the built-in load cell and now tramming Z, Klipper, different motion, which I don't know how much I like linear rods more than linear guides. I'm almost done. We're talking. It seems like a decent printer. Like, I'm just, from up front, but that's not a conclusive statement because this is just first impressions. But I do, after reviewing printers and testing out printers for many, many, many years, a lot of funky things I can see right away, but a lot of other things take a very, very long time to show their face. So, but yeah, anyways, thank you everybody for hanging out and for commenting, all the likes, all of the members, gifted memberships, donations. Congratulations to our winner, and thank you to Polymaker for allowing us to give away that spool of filament. And as mentioned earlier, next week we're going to be starting on the door on Velta, which I imagine will probably be a month and a half of building. So that's pretty much what the rest of our year looks like. So hopefully you're excited for that. I'm definitely excited to build a Delta from the ground up. And yeah, anything else that I missed? Is there anything else I missed? Yeah, printer, huh? Yeah. Okay. All right, on that note, I will let everybody go. We'll see you guys next time, all right? Can you say bye-bye? Say bye-bye. Huh? Can you wave? Blow kiss? Kiss the Benchy. All right, everybody. I'll see you next time. Have a